Alrighty. Well, everybody, welcome back to Nova Nostria Campaign 2. This is our final session together. I am very, very excited, very grateful that you're all here. For this session, two of our players are under the weather, and they are toughing it out because they're amazing, and they're awesome, and we love them for it. But we are going to roll right into this. I will do a very, very brief overview of the last session. The last session involved your party arriving at the fundraiser gala for the new alchemical wing of the Mage College, after which point, after the party got started and everybody dispersed amongst the tables, sort of acting as pseudo-security, at the behest of Masman Highmore, the headmaster of the college, who was feeling a little bit nervous about who would be in attendance given the string of murders that you guys have been investigating involving people who did research into alchemy. After some pleasantries of the party kicked off, some birds flew in through an open window at the top of the room, at which point one of these birds morphed into an assassin who was in possession of the scrying stone, seemingly stolen from the very, very cursed, very dangerous study of Simeon Carlyle, at which point it was hefted into the gold, and by using some sort of strange spell, the gold that was in the basin of donations that the rich people were throwing in extra gold to raise their funds was morphed into the gold amalgam, which was a giant monster that you guys then had to fight. Using your wits and your know-how, your group managed to keep pressure on the assassin who was trying to stab Masman Highmore, but you guys were relentless in sticking to your targets. The gold amalgam was breaking pillars and causing damage to some of the NPCs. A couple people got pretty hurt. A couple people got pretty banged up. But the gold amalgam was very specifically targeting Helene, trying to grab hold of her. After successfully grabbing her, it ran across the room. The assassin was downed, and then after just boatloads of damage dished out by everybody, but particularly Marko, the gold amalgam ended up crumbling into pieces, and as it fell to pieces, it flung both Helene and the scrying stone into the air, at which point Burroughs ran off to try to grab hold of the scrying stone. It glanced off of his hands, hit the side of the bowl, and is cracked. Before you guys dispersed, the assassin, who was just sort of waking up, started laughing and saying something about, your friend, the Recollector. He doesn't have much longer. He's surely dead by now. He's run out of air. Piecing that together, you guys booked it to the construction site, at which point you guys succeeded in easily the most impressive... I was telling one of my friends about this. You guys, out of all those squares, there was a lot of squares, which I'll keep you guys in the room, but I honestly need to look at this grid again that you guys picked through. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by, I think, 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By 11. So there's 99 squares and 3 attempts in, or on the fourth attempt, Marko found the coffin that the Recollector was stuck in. I am still gobsmacked by that. I figured you guys would need way more, but well done. You guys succeeded in the coolest game of Battleship ever played. Good job. But you found the Recollector, who ended up getting hoisted out of there by some soldiers, and we ended last session with you guys going back into the Grand Hall, clothes comically covered in wet cement after having to dive in there to look for the Recollector, and this is where we will start. The party makes its way back through the Great Hall where the partygoers have since dispersed. Only a few familiar faces remain across the length of the room, talking to each other. So, pretty much everybody over by the doorway is whoever their tokens are, they are still presently in the room, but all of the other extraneous people that I did not bother to make tokens for, they've all left. They all scattered.
Understandable.
You see that the assassin is being carried away by some guards under the oversight of General Tao, who's overseeing it, sort of putting himself between the unconscious assassin and his daughter as he oversees the guards take this assassin out of the room. Afterwards, so I have you guys placed over by the basin. Afterwards, some soldiers carrying the Recollector on a stretcher, they go past you. And one of them says, "Take him to the infirmary at the prison. It'll take too much time to take him all the way to the garrison." As they pass you, the Recollector coughs and weakly opens his eyes and looks at your party. And he rasps out one word. "Burgoyne." And then he lays his head back and falls unconscious again. They take him away, and as they reach the entrance of the room, the peacekeeper, who is over talking to Masman, walks over to intercept the stretcher and gently places her hand on his shoulder and sort of gently just pats him, gently, just very visible relief that he's been found. Burroughs. Standing in the general vicinity of this giant basin that is now no longer full of coinage, maybe a couple gold scraps didn't get pulled into the amalgam, maybe a couple rings. The only thing that has your attention right now is the vast, now cracked purple shape of the scrying stone. And as soon as you get within a couple feet of it, just your party moving back from where the construction site is to walk down and sort of follow where the stretcher is, as you walk past the donation bowl, you hear a familiar sound. Only this time, the entire party hears it. It's a laugh. It's faint, but it's consistent. Marko, I want you to go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Oh god. Okay. Maybe. Hold please. I'm gonna use physical dice. Oh wait, did that work?
Yeah, came up on there.
13.
Okay, with a 13 Arcana, your dragon mark heats up for the first time in a little bit. And with that roll, I'm going to say that it gets your attention. You will not take damage from this, but it heats up possibly hotter than it ever has. But it's happened enough times at this point where it doesn't really faze you, but it is glowing and radiating this intense heat. And Raig, the dragon demagogue that you met in your dream, his voice bellows through your head.
"Be wary, my valiant knight. My intolerable brother Jespin is near."
So what?
Burroughs, in the flickering and pulsing rhythm of the scrying stone, again, I think the way I described it is that it's kind of like a light bulb that's like almost going out. It's like sort of fluttering a little bit. Reflecting back at you through this fractured orb. What is rolling over and over again? What the heck is happening?
Is it delayed?
My thing was getting weird. I'm gonna have to roll physically. I apologize.
It's just like every 7 seconds, it's just like Marko rolls Arcana.
I'm telling you, that's what was tripping me up. Hold on.
That's really funny. I was like, what? Who's making rolls right now?
He's trying very hard.
Me, not by choice.
It's okay. It is totally okay. It's fine.
I'm gonna get my physical dice too, because I think our internet's being a little wonky.
Ah, okay. I see.
Do the good old speed test by Ookla.
Hey, 18!
Just that noise.
Keeps going.
Whoop.
What?
Internet's doing good. Internet's doing great, actually.
Well, Roll20 would beg to differ, but sure.
It's fine. Continue.
Okay.
Marco's got the hiccups.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That's a-
really hope it keeps going.
There's a part of me who enjoys bits and callbacks that absolutely would find it very funny if randomly the rest of the session that happened. But we must
It's only a roll
press on.
22.
Burroughs, reflecting back at you in the shattered form of this scrying stone, you see an image that you are familiar with. An image of a dragon that is fractured by the damage done to the stone stares right at you. Grinning with its teeth bared in a sneer, again, in a voice that all of the party, just the party standing by the basin, can hear. You all hear this.
Well, well, little one. Perhaps you have more in common with my kin than I thought. I saw what you did, choosing the sparkling treasure over that poor soul. All that potential. And it turns out that there is one thing you are apparently incapable of doing. I already told you what you have to do to lift my spell in the tower, but I never repeat myself. Enjoy the scrying stone, little hatchling.
With that, the image fades, as does the laughter of Jespin, the demagogue of trickery.
Is there any magic emanating from it anymore, or is it totally drained out now?
It has gone dark, yes.
I guess it died.
Maybe? I mean, perhaps?
Do magical items die?
Hmm.
Wasn't creepy at all.
Yes, it was.
No,
That-
it's fine.
It's fine. It's talking and it's fine. What?
It's magic thing. They do that.
Okay. Whatever you say.
I'm right, Evren. I'm right. Back me up here.
Yeah, their magic items are weird, so...
I've never met one. Seems
Okay.
like we just did.
Okay, well... There's a first time
So-
for everything, as they say.
Mm.
At least that's, what I've heard.
So, like, what was that? I'm gonna just look over.
It may very well have been a test that I seem to have failed.
Oh, a test.
It's the what?
Would that I had known, I likely would have succeeded.
Zana, roll history with advantage.
Okay. First one. Second one. Okay, yeah, I call that a 16.
With a 16. Oh, passing the DC. Go ahead and refer to the message that I sent you earlier. As
Right.
Zana has had, in the context of seeing Burroughs standing right next to this scrying stone, all of a sudden something clicks into place. When he's talking about, I failed this test.
Oh, that's what she probably meant. Okay. So I'm just triple reading this to make sure I understand everything.
Feel free to paraphrase it however Zana would say it.
Yeah. Words. Where do the words come from?
How do words go?
Well, I was around this rock one time, and somebody told me a couple of things that might come up. Like,
Yeah?
yeah, like enjoying your wishes and being an arrogant little thing, and like not bothering this someone until they were humble. I don't know what that could possibly be about, though. This is reminding me of it. Does anyone in the room feel humble? I don't.
Yeah.
Marko, you would be the one to be humble, wouldn't you?
Of course.
At least one of us is.
No, these seemed important to bring up, just because it was related to the rock. Looking up at the sky, and she's just like, I really hope I didn't misrepresent you, new friend.
Are you pointing at the scrying stone when you keep calling it a rock?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Well, what do we do now, guys?
That is a good question. I don't know.
Well, I know we just saw him recently, but sounds like Burgoyne might be up to something.
When is he not up to something?
I'd
But,
like to think
Oh,
he has our best interests at heart, even if he is up to
probably.
something.
I mean, got nothing else to do. I can't think of anything.
With the party
Yeah.
sort of standing in and around this scrying stone, looking at the fact it's just out, and Burroughs standing closest to it. Well, you guys are talking about next steps. What are we doing next? Where are we going to go? All of you hear someone start talking behind your group that you did not hear them approach. You all hear a voice behind you say, Edmund? And as you turn around, you are greeted by the visage of one of the most powerful people in Nova Nostria,
What?
Oh, great.
Nadia Hofborough, a famous politician from the capital city.
Cool. Cool. Awesome.
Your Majesty?
She's not even paying attention to you. She steps just a couple feet away from where Burroughs is standing, and there's emotion in her eyes, and she kneels to get eye level with Burroughs. And she sort of like tilts her head a little bit and looks at you, Burroughs, and again she just goes, Edmund?
A pleasure to see you, as always.
She sort of, she intakes that, and she gets like the slightest wry smile on her face, and she says, so it is you.
I had a feeling you had already known.
It's amazing what threatening to pull funding from this place can do in terms of getting information. When I arrived and my beloved nephew was nowhere to be seen, I made inquiries.
And what, pray tell, did you hear?
The truth. Or as much of it as I could bear to listen to, but after having heard that strange voice emanating from...
And she points at the scrying stone. You hear her say,
I heard that voice. Also, I saw what happened as the monster fell.
I delayed my arrival to the party, as I often do, just so I don't have to share an entrance with anyone. You know how I like to be at the center of attention. Edmund, what you did, that choice, it seems like something that I would do. But not something my brother would have done. Not your father, certainly not. He was always looking to the needs of others above his own. That's what made him such a lousy nobleman. But the people loved him for it all the same. What I'm trying to say is, it's not too late to make things right. And she sort of gestures with her head in the direction of Helene, who is being bandaged and seen to by several professors. And Zana, you see Dahlia over there tending to this young student whose glasses are broken and they're trying to like pick up some of the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, Nadia again gets this very serious look on her face, addressing you, Burroughs. And she says, "You need to tell her what happened and make your apologies. Better she hear what happened from you than anyone else. Don't be me, Burroughs."
And where did this sudden surge of conscience come from, dear aunt?
I think your mother might still be alive. And I would never forgive myself if she came back and found out that I turned you into me.
I would have appreciated this level of care in all my years of being your ward, you know.
Yes, well, things get thrown rather into a different perspective when someone gets cursed like this. We're very different people, but I don't wish you dead, nephew.
I'll take your advice into consideration.
She stands up and brushes herself off, and there's like this really awkward moment where she's standing like a step away from you and like awkwardly comes in for like a hug, but she tries to like give you a hug. It's very awkward. She's not good at it, so it ends up being more of like a side hug deal, and she just like stares down at you and just gives you like a firm like affirming like nod, like good job here. And she makes her way back down to where some of these folks is. She actually goes to talk to Masman, the headmaster, and she leaves you with your party.
I've known that one my whole life, and that's the first time she decides to be a parent.
That's
It's very sad.
well, I was gonna say that was great.
I mean, yeah,
Read the room,
good for
please.
you.
It could be. I mean, it could be like both at the same time.
Yeah.
Both
Bit of both.
sad and great.
Well, what's frustrating is that she is correct. She typically is, and normally she prefers to lord it over others, but it's the first time I've seen her give genuine, heartfelt advice.
Well, like, that just means she, like, actually super cares if it was heartfelt.
I just simply struggle to understand what exactly I did wrong.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I probably might not have done the same, but it was a difficult decision, what you did. I think it would have made any of us think. I don't necessarily think it was the wrong answer.
Well, when I look at Helene, I feel this sort of pit in my stomach. It's not a pleasant feeling. I'm not really sure how to describe it.
Oh, I understand what you mean. It is not fun. That's probably perspective, I guess.
Ah,
You are unhappy with past decision, but it is okay.
I suppose this is guilt then?
Sounds like it. At least to me, it does.
And I should go over and apologize for my misconduct?
It
Couldn't
is the
hurt.
most socially acceptable, yes. You might feel better.
How exactly would one apologize for such a severe level of misconduct?
She's just gonna like look over for a second at just the other crowd. I don't think sorry I caught the rock would do enough.
Probably not.
But you will do your best in the future to take care? Maybe ask if you can do anything.
I will attempt to explain the situation as best I can then.
Yes, give viewpoint. That help a lot.
Yep, I'll go over there and explain it. Once I figure out what to say. Yes. Burroughs is sort of glancing back and forth between the group, and Lane back and forth.
Burroughs, take a point of inspiration.
Incredible.
So yeah, it's free movement within the room. Any of you can go anywhere inside the room that you want.
I mean, Evren's pretty banged up. She's probably just gonna take a rest somewhere until we decide what to do next as a group.
Here's what I'm gonna say. While you guys are sort of like recovering and while Burroughs is cogitating, let me just say, why don't all of you take a short rest? Go ahead and
Okay.
just click the button. I'll just go ahead and say that. Like, if you don't have anything specific, that's fine. You guys are just catching your breath. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I go check on my friend Dahlia over there.
Okay.
You're like, okay, you know how I say, watch my jacket, don't let it wrinkle.
So, actually, even though a pillar got exploded in this area, so she actually goes over to you, and she initially has, like, a really, like, sad, upset look on her face, but then it's very clearly a joke as she, like, looks at you, smiles, and then pulls your suit jacket out from behind her back, and it's just, like, nicely folded, no wrinkles or anything, and she hands it over to you.
Yes. In one piece again. Unfortunately, I have dried crumbled up cement on the rest of it, but at least this cleans it up a bit. It was really dangerous. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. You were amazing against that monster.
It is what I do. We all know this. Thank
Again,
you.
you need to teach me some of those moves.
Girl, hit me on like any free day you've got.
I just want you to teach me how to do it. I'm not going to hit you.
No, it means like, well, I mean like the practice you would have to. You know what I mean.
Oh, I see. Practice. She looks past you and sees Evren, and she waves at you and says, "Oh, good to see you."
Oh, yeah, hi. Sorry, I'm just taking a rest. Got a little banged up, but good to see you too. How have you been?
I'm doing all right. I finally decided to stop putting off taking some travels, and I decided to come here and visit my best friend, and we went shopping, and we may or may not have invaded part of the parade. Very fun.
We crashed it. It was good.
And Dahlia points to her outfit and says, and of course, she helped me pick this out. Which, Zana, go ahead and say, like, what outfit did you help Dahlia come up with for the party?
Oh boy.
All right, so we're talking like blacks and navy blues. We're talking like shoulder straps that are like have like some silvery seams. We're talking like a thigh slit on the dress, the whole shebang.
Dang.
Wow.
Just ripped it from a fashion show, you know?
Jeez.
Wow.
Very cool. Yeah, she, after, like, letting Zana, like, explain the details, Dahlia would do, like, a tiny little spin and say, I don't have anything like this at home, mainly because I never get invited to any fancy parties. This was my first one, and, you know, there was a part of me that, when the giant monster attacked everybody, that was a little bit disappointed that my first party went the way that it went, but, you know, at the same time, you guys lived, so it's all okay.
Oh,
It'd make for a good story in a few years.
Dahlia blankly looks over. Blankly looks over at you, Melina, and is just like, you can see on her face, like, she's trying to scan to see, like, oh gosh, am I forgetting somebody I met in Montrace? Like, what is she doing with the rest of the party? Just, like, removed, like, you're not in your performance costume, just completely removed. It's just an entirely different person she's never met before. And she's just like, do I know you?
I'm from the circus.
Oh, I see. Wait, Karnak?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, well, nice to meet you.
I followed them here, so.
I guess
Sure
we
did.
have that in common.
I guess we do. I kind of look. You might not recognize me. I kind of look strange right now.
Oh, this is strange.
Yes, this is strange.
Wait, what do you do in Karnak? What's your act?
I am a clown, a magician, a magician's assistant. I kind of do all that.
Wait a second. You guys came into the tent first, didn't you? You warmed the crowd up.
Yes.
I don't felt like I don't feel like you guys got nearly the amount of applause that you deserved.
Oh, you're so kind.
And Dahlia would just be making chit-chat with Zana, Evren, and Melina, just talking with them about Karnak and Montrace and stuff.
Yeah, I think at some point everyone would ask how everyone in Montrace is doing, too. But, yeah.
You know what? That is a good question. She will start explaining it, and then we'll cut back to that, because I do have something on that. That is a good question.
Okay.
Right now, she's just going through the motions, talking about, like, things that have happened in the aftermath with the Peacekeeper, the mysterious stranger who showed up, who's been identified as an old war buddy of the Peacekeeper, who has been convalescing in Montrace as he recovers from an injury. That's all she knows.
Okay.
But yeah, they would start talking about that. Marko, what about you? What are you up to?
I have gone down to the entrance of the hall to talk to the Peacekeeper Eustace, and who else is this?
So that you met her once before. That is Shivat Corwin. This is the girl that Evren burned, and then you guys saved.
That's right. Is everybody okay?
The Peacekeeper has a couple like cuts and bruises on her head. During the fight, you would have seen her like shielding multiple of the civilians from like the rubble that was flying everywhere. Sort of like trying to do crowd control, like keeping back, letting you guys take on the monster and like help like get people out of the room safely without crushing each other. And yeah, she's pretty banged up. She looks hurt. But she looks at you, Marko, and says, well, now that things have calmed down a bit, I think everything's all right.
That was some good peacekeeping, keeping everybody safe.
Well, if it weren't for you and your friends, I reckon a lot of good folk here would have died, so you have my thanks.
So, this assassin, they're being dealt with accordingly, I presume?
Yes, I'm having her locked up in the prison just as soon as we can. Get those anti-magic sigils on her cell right away. We'll question her once I'm feeling a bit more charitable and in less of a head-chopping mood.
Right. So, well, that's it then, right? After she's questioned, case is closed.
I think so, unless there's another wrinkle I haven't accounted for. It very much seems like her final victim was going to be the headmaster. The Recollector mentioned something about Burgoyne as he was being taken past me. It was very faint.
May want to check up on him, too. Maybe sooner rather than later.
Well, it sounds like I need to arrange a trip to the prison then.
Yeah. It would be good to wrap all this up.
Marko, just behind you, you hear a voice say, "Indeed, it would be most appreciated if the rest of this case were wrapped up shortly."
He stands at attention.
Just instinctually.
Straight as a steel bar.
He walks around you and looks you up and down, and he says, in a more pleasant voice, "I'm extremely satisfied with your performance in your assistance in this case, Marko."
Well, thank you, sir. Couldn't have done it without my friends, sir.
Yes, your friends. Their efforts are very much appreciated. However, none of them are squires of Nova Nostria.
No, they are not.
I want you to know that I have not forgotten my promise. And then he looks at the Peacekeeper and he says, "Please inform me the moment that this case is completed. I have someone I very much need tonight."
Oh, well. This is, wonderful. An honor, really.
Flower, the general's daughter, runs forward and sort of like gently taps her father on like his epaulette on his shoulder and says, "For God's sake, father, have the poor man stand at ease. The blood's starting to drain from his face." And the general goes, "Oh, of course. You may stand at ease, squire."
Oh. Thank you. Yes! And he just puts his hands up.
Wow.
Sorry. Just childhood dream is all.
As the general moves around you, his daughter in tow, He puts a hand on your shoulder. Again, there's a height disparity, but he still does it, even though he has to reach up a ways. And he looks at you and he says, "We shall talk soon enough." And then he and his daughter go back to their table.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, madam. Yeah.
She gives you a polite wave as she walks away. So, standing in front of you, you have Shivat Corwin, who, this poor student, has seen enough combat, but she's talking with Eustace. Because now they've met each other in the forest at the village. And so they're sort of talking in hushed tones. And Marko, you tune into their conversation just as Eustace is starting to say, "Oh, well, you get used to it, you know? Hanging out with these people, stuff like this it's gonna happen, you know? You just gotta get used to it. I always just run for cover, personally. That's my favorite move."
Yeah, and you did. This time you didn't get shot out of a cannon.
He throws you a look, and he moves forward just a little bit, and he's like, "I've not had nearly enough grog in my system to even mount an attempt to think about that memory, okay?"
Well, rejoice. It sounds like we've closed the case. Most everyone is safe. The perpetrator's caught.
Yeah, well, I mean, wow. You're right.
It's a good time.
I mean,
You did it again, Eustace.
after today, everyone's probably gonna go their own ways, huh?
What?
Oh,
Well,
buddy.
you know, buddy, you guys, did your job in Montrace, and then you did this job as a favor to the first guy, so after this, people will probably want to go home, right? Don't you?
I don't really have a home. My home is
Shivat,
with my friends and everybody. We're kind of become a team.
Shivat, who's sort of looking back and forth at Eustace and Marko, after you say, I don't really have a home, she, looks at you and sort of gives, a confused and somewhat pitying look. And Eustace is like, "Well, if I don't think they'll allow you to take your friends to train to be a knight in the capital necessarily. Maybe they could visit you while you're in training, probably at some point."
I guess.
I guess your new home's kind of just the capital, right? Isn't that how that works? You get knighted there. You're gonna need a place to live, or maybe you'll stay in the barracks over there. Ooh, they're gonna have to lift that ceiling, huh?
Well, I think what's going to happen is I'll get knighted there, and then I'll get to be the old heroic vagabond with his traveling companions yet again. That's what I thought.
Shivat and Eustace looks at each other, and Eustace goes, "Hey, you know what? Maybe. That's perfectly possible. Yeah. Always be optimistic, huh?"
Yeah, you're going to drive the carriage. That's what you always do. You're really good at it.
Well, thank you, but I mean, I gotta make my rounds. There are other prisoners I have to transport. I mean, as much fun as I've had transporting you and your friends around, that's not really my job. My job to the nation is prisoner transport. So I'm gonna have to go back to some funky little outpost somewhere and wait to move some prisoners around. 'Cause that's my job.
With me around, there's probably going to be a lot of prisoners.
Hey, good point. So, I mean, at least we'll probably see a lot of each other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check on that courier over there.
I think I spotted one of her lenses. They can't find it. I'm gonna go help them look. I'm closer to the ground, you know.
Yeah.
And Eustace
Turn
makes
around
his
and be
way.
like,
Yep.
I'm not gonna be there for good, am I? Just biting his like thumbnail. Looks at the rest of his party.
So that seems very good for you.
Yeah.
Shavat looks over at you, Marko, and she says, "For what it's worth, once you reach a certain rank, you can kind of just do whatever you want. I had a cousin who was in the military, and that's kind of how it works. But you are making a sacrifice of your time until you make it. You'll have to follow orders, go where they send you, sleep where they send you, fight who they send you to fight, that sort of thing. You know, duty. That's what knights do, isn't it?"
Exactly. I mean, sounds like you have a pretty good idea of it. Given your history with your, you know. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is what I wanted after all. Yeah.
What was it exactly that you wanted to do?
Well, be the champion of justice, really.
Huh. It's a noble thing to want to do.
I am strong enough, after all.
Well, we all saw that. Very clearly you are, but I don't know. Just, don't kid yourself into thinking that the only way that you can be a champion for justice is by joining a bunch of knights. There are other paths, you know.
True. You can see, like, his eyes are darting back and forth. His head's going in a million different directions.
Mm-hmm. She places a hand, like, she could see that you're kind of, like, stun-locked a little bit, like, thinking. And finally, she puts a hand on your shoulder, and she just says, "Listen, from what little interaction I've had with you, it seems like no matter what you end up choosing, it will be because you're following your heart. And I think you have a good heart, so I don't think there's really a wrong choice here."
Well, thanks for saying that.
Whether you go it by yourself and stay freelancing, or whether you accept the knighthood, either way, I think you're going to help a lot of people.
Right. It's just a matter of how much backup I have. I'll ask the others. I'll sleep on it.
She nods, and she actually takes her leave at that point. All right, we'll cut back to Burroughs.
All right. He's finally sort of gathered the courage to scoot up to Helene, who I assume is, surrounded by people, trying to help her, and like you said, people helping her look for her glasses and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. I have it all pulled up on Roll20. Yeah, she's with Spindle and Professor Leolda, whom you know. And Eustace is there too, now, helping them look for pieces of her glasses.
He sort of sidles up, awkwardly, trying to find a moment to step in between all the people attending to her.
You hear Eustace be like, "Wait a second, hold on, wait, I think I found it, hold on."
He starts scooting under a table, and Professor Spindle, who is also very, very short, goes, "Wait up, we'll help. Spindle will help, look." And he also goes underneath the table. They're both just like shuffling around looking. And Professor Leolda, again, who you know, and she's in on the secret. She's one of the few people who knows. She's like, just sort of like comforting Helene, like rubbing her back, and sort of like helping wipe her tears with a handkerchief. And as you approach, you get Leolda's attention. Helene's not really paying attention to much at the moment.
Hello.
Helene's head would raise, and she sort of like squints a little bit, and someone has like, she was rezzed, obviously. I want to say by Zana, I think, actually, who like stabilized her after she hit 0. So she's rezzed.
Yeah.
She's recovering, like the healing magic is doing its work. But you definitely see that she's a little bit banged up, and she very clearly is having a hard time like focusing her eyes because she doesn't have her glasses. But she's sort of in a fainter voice just goes, "Oh, Burroughs, it's you. So you're okay."
Yes, I'm quite all right. I was actually more concerned about you. It doesn't seem like there's any lasting damage, but I thought I should come over to check that you were okay.
Roll performance.
Six.
Okay. I'm going to make a contested roll for Leolda. Provided it actually rolled. There we go. Okay. She rolled a 15. So she, looking at you and the words that you're saying, she's starting to get the inkling of like where this conversation is headed. And she looks at you and gives sort of like a knowing look, like nods, stands up and pats Helene on the shoulder, and she says, "I'm going to go help those two look." And she removes herself from the situation and walks over and starts helping them look. And Helene says, "Oh, well, thanks for checking on me. I mean, I should have been faster. I should have got away from it before it snatched me. And then when it fell, I got launched into the air, and I guess I hit the ground pretty hard, and I can't really see great right now because my glasses are broken."
Well, you can't always do everything perfectly.
She sort of smiles faintly. She just goes, "What happened? Did you guys, is the monster, is it dead?"
Yes, we stopped it. Everyone's safe. No one appears to be dead. It's a miracle, all things considered.
Oh, well, that's good.
Well, it's a good thing you weren't hurt because it's, well, you see, when I said earlier that not everyone could do everything perfectly, I mean, well, there's, plenty of things that I would like to go back and do again. I would consider myself a confident person who has few regrets in general, but in the last few months, you get what I'm saying, right?
Not really. Are you talking about like the fight? Like some different cool moves that you should have used or something?
No. Burroughs sort of sits down and is rubbing his eyes like. It's very rare I have to do this, Perhaps because I'm either too correct or maybe too prideful, I don't often find myself in a position where I need to apologize.
She is like confused and says, "What? I don't understand. What do you need to apologize for?"
When the golem had you, I had the choice of either protecting the scrying stone or you. And of course, you understand that's a very, powerful ancient magic device, and it's, well, how important it would be. And I made a decision that I thought was correct in the moment.
What are you saying, Burroughs?
I'm saying that I made a terrible mistake, and I am sorry.
She like sort of just intaking the information, and then like after you say that, it sort of clicks in her mind what's actually being said, and she pulls her knees up towards her chest and sort of lays her head down and breathes a couple times, and she stands up again, still sort of like squinting in your general direction, and you can see that there are tears on her face, and she steps towards you and she says, "Burroughs, I would be lying if I said I wasn't upset with you. I could have died, but I also understand that people make mistakes. And the fact that you are willing to apologize shows a great deal of humility. And even though I'm going to have to sit with this for a bit before I feel like I've completely forgiven you, for what it's worth, for today, I forgive you."
Then, for what it's worth, I don't feel as if I've earned your forgiveness yet.
Burroughs, right as you're about to launch into this next thing, right there, everyone in the room is suddenly drawn to a pillar of light that comes streaming down through the ceiling, not through the window, through the ceiling.
Whoa.
And in sort of a cylinder of light lands around you, Burroughs, and expands outwards until there is a circle around you. At this, Helene backs up a couple steps, sort of looking up at it, trying to figure out what's going on. And all of a sudden, on the floor, these purple and pink sigils start spiraling in a circle, and there is just a column of smoke that rises up from beneath you. And when the smoke clears, Burroughs, would you please tell everyone who they see?
Oh,
Well, they would see a dashing human noble who's torn out of his very undersized clothes now that he's grown to his full height.
Oh no.
He's got messy blonde hair. He's all this bedraggled and just he's a bit out of sorts now, not really fully understanding what's happened in this moment.
my
I think
gosh.
Everyone just kind of tilts her head like, what? Just very
No.
confused.
Where's my friend?
That
What did you do?
is our friend.
Oh my god,
How
someone
do
get
you know?
What? That how could you not?
Because that's a completely different looking person.
runs over to a chair back and grabs like some noble person who fled quickly, like their outer jacket, grabs it off the chair and runs back to you, Burroughs, and throws it over your shoulders, and is like steps in front, trying to like block. And she just like very loudly just goes, "Everyone, just give him a second, okay?"
Okay. Everyone just turns back around like, okay.
This could have come at a more opportune time. Thank you for the coat.
You see, like, out of your periphery, walking towards you at a brisk pace, is your aunt, and she doesn't reach you all the way, but she looks at you, looks at Helene, looks at you again, and she smiles. And then she walks up to you, and she puts her hands on your shoulders. She looks at you, and she says, "Your parents would be proud of you. Oh, and by the way, if you fail this semester, I'm pulling all of your money." And she winks at you.
Rich kid problems.
Wow.
For a moment, I nearly forgot who you were.
She chuckles and says, "You may have changed. That doesn't mean I have to."
I'll have to keep that in mind.
She gets another serious look on her face and says, "We'll have words soon. I think, as I said earlier, I don't want to raise any false hopes, but I might have found your mother, and I'm going to look into it."
That's possibly good news. I look forward to any further developments then.
Yes, well, she looks you up and down and says, "You should probably change all that before you embark. I'm afraid that outer garment that this young lady picked for you does not go with your eyes."
Oh my god.
Wow. So pretentious.
Burroughs is upset, but he understands. Sorry, Edmund is upset, and he understands that in fact it does not match his eyes, and it is unflattering.
Helene pushes herself between you and her and your aunt, and she puts a finger in your aunt's face, and she says, "All right, listen, you. I'm not sure exactly who you are, because you're kind of just a blur, but don't be mean, all right? He's just been through a lot, okay? Give him a second."
I appreciate your desire to defend me, but that's not
No.
right
I
away.
have some things I'm gonna say here. Listen,
No,
and she
no,
starts
just let
launching
her.
into. She starts launching into your aunt. She's just like, "This is not a time for glib comments, all right? Some crazy magic thing just happened, okay? All right? Shouldn't you be happy that this happened and not be worried about the fact that the cloak I grabbed for him doesn't match his eyes right now? I mean, what's wrong with you?" She's just like,
Ellen,
launching-
girl.
Everyone's just laughing where she is.
Yeah. Talk to her. Tell how it is.
And she finishes her diatribe by saying, "And I mean every word of what I said, you..." And then she leans over to you, Edmund. She says, "Who am I talking to?"
Oh, no.
I'll inform you about it later.
Okay, and that goes for you, blurry person. And your aunt like looks past her over to you, and she says, "Oh, I like her." And then she turns on her heels and walks away.
That could have many meanings.
She heads out of the room and she leaves. Well done. Well done. Impeccably well done. Incredible. With the group up north, their conversation having been interrupted by all that, I mean, Dahlia definitely would like run up to try and figure out like what the heck just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Leolda and Spindle and Eustace, everybody's just like crowding around you, making sure you're okay because they don't know what happened. Like, Eustace runs forward and says, "Oh no! The little lizard boy got turned into a person! A man! Oh my gosh, it's tragic! Maybe we can change it back. Don't worry. We'll figure this out. We'll break whatever curse they put on you. Don't
Melina,
you worry."
It's the same person. It was
Hey!
magic.
Okay.
No proof.
You have no friend. Oh my god. I can't.
One of us is not going to be convinced ever.
I struggle to find a group less capable of understanding the situation, but I'm glad to see you all nonetheless.
Eustace says, "Well, he certainly sounds the same."
I'm sure he'll say something to piss me off at some point.
This is such good news. You can wear regular sized
Very
pants again.
suspicious. So, what magic were you under?
One far beyond my understanding, I admit. Perhaps dealing with dragons is a bit more than I'm capable of, as of yet.
You're telling me.
Burroughs or Edmund will raise an eye at that comment because does he know about the dragon mark details for?
I don't think he does. I don't think you know too much about his dream, but it's been long enough that I don't remember what he told about it to anyone. His interaction with Raig. You know what? Burroughs, make an Arcana check, and you do have an inspiration point. Remember that.
Right. 21.
With a 21, when you look over that direction, even though you have been changed back into a human, you can see, just by looking in the direction of Marko, that there is something sort of emanating off of his dragon mark over and beyond whatever like the normal look would be. Like, it's almost like how bumblebees see color. You know, it's like it's a different sense. And so when you look at Marko and you see that dragon mark, you don't see it the same way that anybody else does. It looks more like there's a mini like Aurora Borealis over it.
Edmund will make a note in his head to account for that later.
Mm-hmm. Your roommate, Burroughs, runs up to you, Prima Lachrin, and he gives you a big hug. And it's just like, "You're back!"
Strictly speaking, I never really left, but I'll have to inform you about all the details later. It's more than a bit complicated.
Well, hey, at least you don't have to pretend to take notes for you anymore.
Yes, that was more than a little irritating.
Well, we should have a drink or something to celebrate. On me, at the Bailey. I'll meet you there later, okay?
Certainly. And one more thing. While we're being overly free with our emotions, thank you for being there for me.
Oh, it's no problem, bro. And he gives you like a tiny, like gentle tap on the shoulder, and just says like, "You're the greatest roommate ever." Oh, matter of fact, do you want me to get you some fresh duds from the room?
That would be appreciated. Thank you.
Here, just write me down what you want me to grab. And he hands you like a little slip of paper.
Edmund will painstakingly write down like his favorite dress clothes for a party occasion that he's not had to be able to wear for a while, specifying the exact length and with details of what kind of petticoat he wants his roommate to bring.
Mm-hmm. He grabs it and he's like, Oh, this one? I remember when you wore it to that one dance.
No, you're thinking of the other one with
Oh.
the baubles and the chain.
Oh, and he looks at it, and he's just like, oh, right. Okay, sorry, it's this one. Okay, got it. And he runs off to get to the dorms to get your stuff.
So, you like going to dances?
I don't like going to dances, but it's a necessity.
Well, so you're not a partier? Okay.
What?
Raise an eyebrow at that.
What were you getting at there, Melina?
That was so, like, specific. I saw that. And you're telling me you don't go to... Oh my goodness.
Social events are more obligations than moments to enjoy yourselves. One of the many
Well,
difficulties of higher social station.
you can always just run away if you don't like it. That's what I did.
Oh my goodness.
What?
And then
what?
I joined the circus.
Wait, what are you?
Oh,
What? What was your question?
What are you? I don't think I have enough questions to.
Well,
Never mind.
When I was a kid, it was not good, and then so I ran away from my dad. Well, technically, it was a whole thing. My brother didn't love it, so he was like, "We're leaving," and so we left and we joined the circus.
I can't help but feel you've skipped a couple of steps there.
In your head,
Well-
you hear Alex say, "We did not like that guy."
We did not like that guy. No, we didn't. That was out loud fully.
What? Who?
Oh,
She
I'm
does
talking
this.
to Alec, my brother. He lives in my head.
Oh, okay. I get it. I understand.
I can't believe how
know.
readily I believe you.
Okay.
you know,
Let's just say that the guy that was racing me was not kind to me. So we ran away. There we go. That's the step that I missed.
that's all I need to hear.
Well, I'm
Makes sense to
sorry.
me.
It's fine.
Is it though?
Well, I
Man.
got my brother out of it.
Oh, yeah. Here you go.
Alec says, "And we wouldn't have met them either. And they're pretty cool. They like cracking skulls of bad people."
Oh my gosh, you're so right. Alex says that we wouldn't have met you guys, and you're pretty cool because you guys like cracking skulls of bad people. That's what he said.
Oh, that's so kind of him to say. Thank you, Alex. And she's like looking at Melina's forehead to be like, I'm talking to you.
Wow.
Well, when it comes to disembodied voices, I suppose it's good to stay on their good side. So, thank you.
I would agree. Thank
Can
you.
he hear me?
I do want to try something, but later. I'll do it later.
Okay. So
Okay, so sorry.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I got this I show like the little dragon stuffed
Mhm.
animal. I
Mhm.
got this toy, well, this stuffy, from your, what's the title of, like, I think it's Elder?
Mhm.
Me?
Your Elder, yes. And
Yeah.
he said that it could help Alec, so I'm gonna try. But I'm gonna try that probably when we go get to the bar or something.
Are you going to put him inside of a dragon?
I might.
Like
if
a
it
little
works,
stuff that I
and if he
saw.
wants to, if he wants to, and if it works,
Max,
then we'll see.
does Evren have any idea what she could be talking about
I don't think you were present when Elder Sindri gave her the stuffed
Yeah.
dragon.
No, but like,
Um,
does that sound like anything she would know about, like a stuffy or like?
No. Mainly because the
No?
Elder also didn't know. He was
Okay.
making an educated guess based off of
Okay.
the descriptor of Alec and was
Mhm.
trying to figure out something.
Okay.
But you were saying all that out loud, yes, Melina? So what's happening right now? Spindle is losing his mind right now. Spindle just saw Dragon Curse lifted and is like running in circles around Edmund, like taking notes and like getting different angles and like making
Oh
observations,
boy, here he
flipping, like
goes.
looking through his pawn's nays and like adjusting them ever so slightly. And you just hear him, you would hear him, Zana, just being like very excited. Just curse magic, unlike anything Spindle ever seen. Ever seen. Spindle's never seen anything like this before, ever. He's just like writing.
But you've seen so much.
He looks at you, Zana, and says, Dragon Curse different, very different. He's writing.
I trust your expert opinion. This above my pay grade.
Dragon spells unlearnable by mortals. And he's writing.
Oh. Okay. So it's like rare stuff, okay. Or like very strong.
He nods, confirming. And then after he's done taking notes over here, he runs over to you, Melina, and he says, Voice. You mentioned voice. Where is the
Yeah.
voice? Please tell Spindle
In
where is the
here?
voice.
In here. I kind of lean down and like just show him my head.
He adjusts his glasses and he like squints and he like looks at your forehead and is just like, voice in there? He's
Yes.
writing. He looks down at is there anything on Melina's person that would identify her as being a paladin? Like a weapon or something that is just like sort of permanently glowing? Like is there some giveaway that you're a paladin?
Probably the cards have like an ethereal kind of glow to them. Like less than when you like imbue them, but they're still a little bit like, you know what I mean, I think.
He adjusts his pince nez on his nose and he says, Spindle sees magic. Spindle sees magic all the time. Different magic. Lots of magic. Very much magic.
Yeah.
You are Paladin, yes? Paladin?
Yes, that is correct.
Divine light in weapons. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
What does voice tell you to do?
Voice has protected me my whole life. Just like protection.
What does voice
Just
want?
like-
What does voice desire?
Alec. This one isn't out loud this
Mhm.
time.
You would focus and you can see the inner lake, just the nice, calm waters. And you would hear Alec's voice come forward and say, we need to protect people.
We need to protect people. That is
And-
what we do.
He writes that down, and he's writing. And he says, Spindle will be back. Spindle must go to library now. Be right back. And he skitters off. And he stops halfway across the room, and he looks at you and says, Spindle will catch up with you later. We'll find you later.
Yeah. I would love to talk to you later.
Spindle scurries off, and he also will make his exit. The Peacekeeper would approach the party. Everybody's still, like, looking at Edmund, like, making sure everything's okay. And for sake of time, we'll say that Prima shows up with your desired outfit. And you're able to find, like, a little room, like, underneath the stage where they, like, store stuff, where you're able to make your change. wearing your new duds, and as you rejoin your party, you see that the Peacekeeper is addressing all of the members of your party over here, and she looks at the group, and she says, "All right, I think it's high time we visit one Burgoyne in the prison. What do you say?"
Yeah.
Sounds good to
I'm
me.
very curious.
There
Our
are
Always
recollector
with him.
friend said his name, so I'm a bit suspicious.
he's a rather unpleasant individual, but I suppose we have no choice.
She nods solemnly. And with that, we will, unless there's anything else in this room, you'll get a chance later. Pretty much at any given point later on, anybody that you wish to talk to, I will have them apparate into the blind man's bailey. So don't even worry about it.
Okay.
But for the moment, we will go ahead and go to the prison. And I will take you all right there now. When you arrive at Burgoyne's cell, again, I have this pulled up on Roll20 for those wondering. You arrive at Burgoyne's cell, and initially when your party gets there, you notice that he's got his, similarly to when you first met him, he's got his back to you and his hands tucked behind his back, and he's just looking out the window at some birds that are pecking away at some seeds that are on the windowsill. And you see that the magical barrier that prevents magic from being cast within the cell is still humming. The sigils are still in place. And he hears your footsteps, and he turns, and he looks at your party. And his expression is very different. His expression is not angry or happy. It is a very neutral expression that he has. And the Peacekeeper is the first to talk, and she says, "Burgoyne, we've got some questions for you." And he looks at your party, looks over specifically at you, Edmund. And you would actually see like a visible look of surprise on his face. And then looks back at the group in general and says, "Well, I am a captive audience after all."
So it would seem. She
Edmund
looks
is-
over at the other guys and like, guys, I don't know like how to start this off. I don't do this often.
I don't either.
Edmund is more focused on the birds behind Burgoyne than Burgoyne right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a man that was almost dead whispered your name to us. So what's that about?
He looks down, and he looks up at you, and he says, "Almost dead, huh?
Yeah, we kind of saved him.
Well, I suppose it was worth a try. I knew it was risky. I advised her against it, but she insisted."
I twitch.
So
Okay,
you
so what are
were
you
in on
talking
it.
about?
"Tell me, is my acolyte still alive?"
Like, Sasha, assassin lady, correct? Okay. Did we keep her alive?
I think she's still alive.
She's alive.
Okay, because I just remember like Evren hit her really hard, and like
She is defeated
She's
though.
barely alive as well.
Well, give her a couple months down in this place and she'll wish she was dead.
that is ominous.
Where is all this coming from, sir?
Why do this?
My wife, before her demise at her own request, She said that she had planned on transcending this reality. You understand, the spiritual side of alchemy. The belief in the higher self from the lower self. And she died believing in that. And then these sycophants from the college start showing up here, telling me about their research, telling me that they're on the cusp of finding a way to transmute any material into gold. And I couldn't stand for it. I couldn't stand that they would take my beloved alchemy and destroy half of it for the preservation of the other. Not only would their greed destroy the economy of our country, but the spiritual side of it, the part that my beloved wife died for, would be all but forgotten. It would become a practice of greedy, money-grabbing, cruel robber barons. And I couldn't stand for that. So, they had to die.
Oh, yeah, that is heavy.
Well, it's certainly convenient you've already given us your confession. You're already in jail.
He looks at you and he smiles. And he says, "Yes, in an odd sort of way. It was our attempt to silence your recollector that did us in, I suppose. I told her to call it off and not try to kill the headmaster, though I never much liked him. For what it's worth, prior to you clipping the wings of my little bird, she did inform me of something that I do feel should be known by the college."
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The decapitated yet living head of Simeon Carlyle did not approve of the current headmaster's position. He always intended that Professor Spindle, the curse researcher, be made headmaster. But that information was hidden from the electorate.
Oh, yeah.
Carlyle's head had some choice words with the headmaster, and that's why he sent the skull away with some Aasimar researcher.
Oh my gosh, I think I know who that is.
That's Melina.
He looks at your group and he says, "Well, you caught me."
You don't
Well,
seem particularly distressed.
No, the only thing that they could do to me now is kill me. That's the only thing that they could do that would be worse than my mind wasting away in this prison cell. And then the audacity of Hathka Sovereign and Dwendon Bliss and Hiram Craddock waltzing in here, begging on hands and knees for me to lend them my infinite knowledge on alchemy, thinking that I would ever give them the real answers. But don't worry. In addition to the murders themselves, Sasha, for what it's worth, was able to confiscate bits and pieces of their research. No one's going to be turning anything into gold using alchemy anytime soon. I've just set their evil plan back 100 years, at least. And I'd do it all again.
Well, I guess this was a win-win then. You get to have no regrets, and we see you brought to justice.
Justice. What justice did my wife receive in this life? No, I'm afraid we must all make our own ways to square with our lives. And for what it's worth, I consider this to be a win for me. I do hope that none of you feel as though my hatred of these researchers is somehow attached to you whatsoever. Sasha, foolish young student as she is, she had aims, ambitions. She wanted to become the head of the new alchemy wing of the school, and, well, in exchange for her sharpened blades, I told her I could give her all of my knowledge of alchemy. And she was ready and willing to do it. She's more cutthroat than I could have imagined. I didn't know that she was so twisted when we began our partnership. She was useful. She did knock the 3 pieces off the board that I required of her. He looks at the peacekeeper and says, "Do you need any of that in writing?" And she, just with a stoic look on her face, just shakes her head no. She says, "I've heard enough."
Yeah, you seem like you're ready to spend a lot of time here.
Zana, roll perception.
Oh, yeah. 23.
With a 23, you can see visibly that when you say that, his eyes sort of glisten, and he just sort of smiles. And he says, "Yes, I'm prepared to allow time to do with me what it will."
If you say so. Can I, insight check him to see if he's just being weird?
Sure, go for it.
That could
Make a
mean...
weirdness check.
That could mean anything.
Roll for vibe check.
14
What an odd thing
on
to
a
say.
vibe.
14, you just get the feeling that, he's just being very poetic about a very real thing that he feels.
Okay. I understand. Well, if it's of any... I don't know if reassurance is the word I'm looking for, but if I could ask what your wife's name was.
He looks at you, and he says, "Her name was Lily."
I know people upstairs. I'm sure she's in good hands.
He looks confused
She would be
at
super
first,
sincere about it.
and then sort of looks at your glowing aura, and then sort of nods. And he says, "Well, if you see her, be sure to give her my love. I'm gonna go back to feeding my birds now, and don't worry, Peacekeeper. None of these birds are assassins. You've already caught my one." And then he walks over to the window, and in one motion, all of you realize, and he takes some bread and some seeds, and he extends his hand outside of the magic field over onto the windowsill where the birds are, and just sprinkles the seeds there.
Outside.
He can get out the barrier. I hate it.
Yeah.
His hand can go outside to the outside, just like a tiny little bit onto the sill.
Well, they might want to expand the radius by 3 centimeters.
you hear the Peacekeeper, like, fuming. And she says, well, you better enjoy that window while you can. Because the next chance I get, I'm taking you to one of the dark cells. And you're not coming out of there until I'm satisfied. You've killed 3 people and you've attempted 2 more killings. Doesn't seem right that you get to just stay in the same state. And he turns with that knowing professorial smile on his face and just says, do what you will. As I said, I've already won.
I have a Miss Peacekeeper.
What is it?
So there's a prisoner here that didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, of course. The orc. Yes.
Yes.
I've got my key set. We'll have him released right away. Here, come on, let's get him. I've had my fill of
Okay.
this one. Gesturing
Wonderful.
towards the prisoner. And she walks off.
I
And
go.
up a little ways, you guys had to pass his cell to get here, but she opens the door and you see that your good friend from the circus is there. And he stands up from the bed and just like overjoyed to see you. And Bolston gives you just the biggest hug, Melina, and he spins you around in just a big bear hug. And he says, little sis, you're back!
Yes, I told you I wouldn't leave you.
He's
Got
just
the
like
bad guy.
blubbering like a big baby. Like, you didn't forget about Bolston.
Of course not, Bolston. Family doesn't forget about each other like that.
He looks sort of concerned looking at the Peacekeeper, but she just holds the door open and just gestures with her head. And she says, you're gonna get released. I want you to go straight up to the office and we'll sign some paperwork and you can be on your way. We'll return your personal effects to you right away. And Bolston looks at your group, looks at the Peacekeeper, and he says, no joking? You're not
No
playing trick on
joking.
Bolston?
Never about this. When you're back at the circus, then the jokes will start up again. Don't you worry.
He looks at you and he cracks a huge smile and he says, he walks past you, Marko, and he says, don't worry, Bolston been doing push-ups in prison. Has not missed a beat. Bolston will be right back on top.
Attaboy. We're really gonna
Sounds
show
good.
him next time we perform.
He looks at you and he's like, he looks at your arms and he goes, maybe Bolston needs to practice more. And then he
Aw.
like runs up the steps, just like taking like multiple steps, just like 3 at a time to get up to the office to get his stuff.
That's good. Keep each other accountable.
We're going to be at the Blindsman Bailey tonight, just so you know. I call behind him.
Bolston turns back and he says, Bolston will find you!
Yes, you will.
And he runs off to go get his personal effects taken care of. While you guys are still sort of standing in the area, you see a guard make their way down as Bolston's running up. And at first they look concerned, and then they look down at the Peacekeeper for like approval of like, is that okay? And she like sort of waves them off like it's all good. And the guard walks down there amidst all of you and says, sorry to disturb you, Peacekeeper, but Geiger, he's awake and he wants to talk. Says he wants to confess something. She raises an eyebrow, and she's like, all right, let's get to the infirmary, quick, before he slips under again. And she would lead all of you back to the prison cells. You guys walk past all of those, get back up to the top, and sort of off of like the main area where Bolston is standing at the desk, talking to the guard up at the front, sort of excitedly talking about all the stuff that he's going to do when he gets back to the carnival. You guys walk into like a side room that's kind of laid out similarly to the barracks, except it is very clearly for like medical use. So there's like a bunch of just white sheeted beds, and in the back corner you see a very pale recollector, in kind of a fantasy version of like a, you know, medical gown, just like, you know, some very loose white robes, just like lying in bed, with like a pitcher of water next to him, and you see that there's like a female guard like dabbing water on like a cloth and putting it over his head. And as she sees your group approach, she snaps to attention when she sees the Peacekeeper, and she says, Peacekeeper, sorry, got distracted talking with him. It seems like he really, really needs to talk to you. And she walks in, and she grabs the chair, flips it backwards, and sits down, and just looks at Geiger Peck, the Recollector, and she says, Glad you're awake. Now talk. And the Recollector, like, sits up in his bed and realizes that he has an audience, like, looks around at all of you, and, like, buries his head in his hand, and he says, Well, I'm embarrassed to say it, but I tried to blackmail Burgoyne. She moves her head to the side. She says, What in the blazes does that mean? And he goes on and he says, Well, after the last murder, all of you had me reconstruct all the old crime scenes, and then it hit me. You know, I'm good with faces, and you know how I like to sit in the office here and people watch, sketch, keeps my skills sharp. I realized that all 3 of the victims were all people who had gone to visit Burgoyne at his prison cell. And then all 3 of them ended up dying. So I don't know, I guess I put 2 and 2 together. And she says, Why didn't you tell me? And the Recollector says, Well, I started getting some threatening messages from my creditors. You know, my past life, people I still owe a lot of money to. And I don't know, you gave me a second chance, so I just wanted to cut that entire part of my life out, you know? But my pay the way it is, I just couldn't pay them off. So, I don't know, I figured I could get a little money out of Burgoyne. I don't know, it was stupid. She, like, looks at him and just sort of shakes her head, just, like, disapprovingly. And she says, You didn't steal the logbook, did you? And he says, No, that wasn't me. I swear. That was them. I think it was his assassin. She nabbed me when I left you all to go get food. After we left the college, I went out into the crowd right as the parade was going by, and next thing I knew, I woke up in a coffin.
Oh.
Well, you're not in coffin anymore, so that's good.
Oh, you're just lucky we got to you in time.
He looks at your group at first just with so much like gratefulness, and then immediately just like looks down, just like ashamed. And he says, I made a mistake. All right. I'll find some other way to square my debts. I don't know. I panicked. And then he looks up at the Peacekeeper and he says, so am I fired? The Peacekeeper, like, cracks her neck out of anxiety, and she looks at the entire group of people standing behind her. And she says, well, it's not exactly up to me now, is it? Even if I, your bestest friend in the whole wide world, which right now that's what I am, you just confessed to a room full of these people. So I don't know. Your fate's not in my hands. You'll have to ask them.
Well,
Gesturing to your group.
I didn't hear anything. So, I mean,
Hmm. Are you sorry?
He looks at you, Zana, and he says, yeah.
Okay, he's good.
Well,
Just like that, huh?
Well, for me, you guys cannot, but
look,
No,
I'm
for
not
me.
I'm not like you. I don't know how difficult your job is, but from what I could tell from an outside perspective, you have a really good thing going. And it would be wise of you not to spoil it with a reckless, stupid decision. So, if you're really remorseful about it, then you need to show it. Not to us, and then she just kind of nods towards the Peacekeeper. If you can do that, then you're good in my book.
Finally, his eyes land on you, Marko.
Yeah, Mr. Justice.
What?
Well, can you give your thoughts about this situation, Marko?
It seems like he's been nothing but honest with us. I may want to embody justice, but I also, believe in second chances.
Marko, as you say that, you think back to your conversation with Shivat Corwin and what she was saying. Then he looks over at you, Edmund, and then just goes, wait, I've seen your face before. You were at some student function, right? Yeah, no, I remember you.
Little guy turned into a human.
He looks at you, looks back over at you, Edmund, and just goes, well, never heard that one before.
Yeah, it was a surprise to everybody.
Well, it's quite the long story. Again, I've no interest in telling it again. And at the risk of sounding a bit strange here, perhaps it would be wise for the recollector to be paid more in the future. I realize it's a strange thing to say that he should be paid more after pulling such a stunt, but perhaps this would have happened in the first place if he had been properly rewarded for his unique attributes in his field.
Edmund, make a persuasion check with advantage.
$18.
With an 18, when you say that, the Peacekeeper softens a little bit, and she says, all right, Here's what we're gonna do. The murderers have been caught. My desk is cleared. What you're going to do is you are going to lead me to the people who've been trying to get at you, and we're gonna take them down. No more creditors. No more threatening notes. I can't fix your financial situation, but I can at least get the people who are hounding you off your back. I guarantee they've got skeletons in their closet they wouldn't like revealed. If they're people from your past life, I guarantee you we're dealing with the criminal element. Are we not? And he sort of like nods. And she looks over at you, Edmund, and she looks back at the Recollector, and she says, young lad has a point. I'll see what I can do, alright? Maybe, just maybe, the people who deal with the reimbursements of officials like you might be persuaded by the fact that we've brought this murder case to a happy close. Maybe the headmaster of the college might be inclined to help us out with that. And the Recollector looks at you, Edmund, and just whispers, and like you just see like a tears welling in his eyes as he just looks at you and sort of just breathes and like whispers out just a very sincere thank you.
Edmund will just little uncomfortable, just sort of nod and be like, mm-hmm. not used to such genuine displays of emotion.
All of a sudden, as the Peacekeeper stands up out of her chair and flips it back around and straightens herself, she's just about to say something to the Recollector, and then she notices that there is an hourglass on the table right next to Geiger Peck that is completely run out of sand. And she whips her head over to the guard who's standing by his bed, and she says, weren't you supposed to cast the anti-magic spell over Burgoyne's cell? Was that not your express job? And she immediately looks down at the timer, and she grabs hold of it, and she says, I'm sorry, I lost track of time. And she looks at all of you and says, Burgoyne's cell, now. And she starts running.
Yeah, follow her.
Oh, no.
What?
You guys round the corner of these spiral stairs leading all the way down to Burgoyne's cell. And you can see that from the side view that all of the magic, the anti-magic sigils that were sort of floating out and away from the cell are no longer there. There's no sheen of magic at all. And as all of you cross over in front of the cell, all of you together at the same time see that there is a single, solitary oak tree right in the dead center of the prison cell, with grass and flowers growing up and out of the cracked flooring.
Zana just stamps her foot and lets loose like a bunch of celestial curses.
Real.
Am I to understand this is what's left of Burgoyne, then? I've been sort of just looking at the tree more curious. He was like furious he was going to escape, and now he's more curious at the magic that's going on here.
The Peacekeeper very carefully just places both of her hands on this side of the cell and looks in, and she, without saying anything, gives you like a very curt, just like solemn nod of affirmation. And she says, I think it is.
Well, hopefully he doesn't show up again. We could, like, kill that guy.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
They could, maybe not should.
The Peacekeeper yells at the guard who is just running down with the sand timer, and she says, "Turn around and go fetch Professor Spindle immediately." And they turn on their heels on the stairs and start running back up the other direction. And she says, "I'm not leaving this place until I confirm my suspicions, but given all that talk about his desire to be with his wife and everything that we know about the kind of power that we're dealing with, the power that all of you saw at the party just earlier, where his student turned all that gold all of a sudden into a living monster, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that we are looking at all of the collective life energy of one Burgoyne."
That's quite fascinating, actually. Well, at least he's significantly less dangerous and irritating like this.
Yeah, it's quite the form to take.
And this tree just growing in this cramped cell, just in this shaft of light coming in through the window. And you see that the branches of the tree have blasted through the iron bars, and that there are birds perched on the branches that has grown outside of the cell. And a few minutes pass, and Spindle heads up towards your group, and again you see him adjust his pince nez. That when the light catches it right, there is something strange about the sheen that passes over his glasses every time he adjusts them. And he walks up to the cell. He adjusts his glasses a couple times, squints, and he looks over at the Peacekeeper and says, "Open cell, please. Spindle would like to go inside now." And she opens the lock, and he scurries in, and he just does like a 360, and he looks. He says, "Is this tree new? Tree new? New tree?" And Peacekeeper says, "Yes, it wasn't here not 30 minutes ago." And he looks at it, he adjusts his glasses, and he says, Oh, I see. Spindle sees. Oh, life transfer energy. Very powerful, very sudden. This tree was a person, yes? Tree was person?
That's there was a person in here.
No longer person. Person is tree. And Spindle walks out of the cell, adjusts his, wipes his glasses and then puts them on. Says, "Tree's not going anywhere."
Well,
In a couple of days, Spindle wouldn't even be able to tell if it was regular tree or not. Spindle sees the traces. Spindle did not get to have drink at party earlier, so Spindle's going to have drink now. Find Spindle later if you want. Spindle will be there.
alright. Yeah, we'll probably be there soon enough too. So.
And he scurries off. And after a few moments, the Peacekeeper closes the cell door and she locks it. And she looks after the direction that Spindle went. And she says, "So, there goes the professor who's supposed to be the headmaster. That's a puzzle that I'm gonna have to sort out later, but not today."
Is a big job.
Oh, this is true. But, and she looks over at you, Edmund. No, the size of a person doesn't really factor into it. It's not a matter of whether the person's too small for the job, it's to see whether or not that small individual can rise to the challenge.
Okay, that was really cool.
She looks over at you, and she winks and says, "I think you'll find that I'm full of gems of information like that."
You could write like a book or something.
Oh, trust me, they've been asking me to write about my time undercover with the pirates for a long time.
What? Oh, I'd buy like 3 of those.
That does sound kind of awesome.
Yes, well... Alright, well, I need to go... write something down about this. The paperwork on this one's gonna be... a first-time experience. Don't think I've ever had a prisoner turn themselves into a tree before, now that I think of it. No, never. That's never happened before. So, that'll be fun. At least there's no next of kin that's gonna come knocking down the door angry at me.
Imagine.
She looks at you, Melina, and says, I'd just as soon rather not. And she looks at your party and says, well, are you all satisfied here with the case as it stands currently?
Bit of an unexpected end, but yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, like the man said, he won. Sort of. I suppose the big loser will be that Sasha Quill when we send her to the Noirast.
Yeah.
Can't help but feel, despite ostensibly succeeding, that it feels unsatisfactory in a way.
She looks at you and she says, you and your friends, you saved 2 lives that otherwise would have been ended by Burgoyne and his ilk. We stopped the last 2 murders from happening, so that's a win in my book. If you think about it, that's something that professor probably would have been driven mad by anyways. He got the death involving water, he got the death involving fire, he got the death involved air, but he didn't get that earth one, did he? An incomplete set. I think he lost.
Oh, that's so gonna bug him forever.
Even as a tree.
You say that like facing towards the tree. Like... Well, she would start making her way up and out of the prison. And as your party reaches... Or, sorry, does anybody else have anything that they want to do or say at the prison
No.
cell?
No.
No.
Okay. So, you all reach sort of the main lobby area, and you see that Bolston is, like, putting his circus garb back on, like some of the extra accoutrement he's got. You see that he's, like, wrapping his hands with his tape, and he's, like, sort of, like, flexing his hands. And you see that 2 guards are struggling with just a massive barbell, just, like, rolling it across the floor, trying their best, and Bolston says, let Bolston get that. He grabs with one hand underneath, and he lifts it up over his head, and he says, Bolston says you must practice if you wish to lift as much as Bolston lift. And the guards just look at him confused, and then look at each other, and are like, alright, well, good luck with that. And Bolston just gives him a thumbs up with his free hand. It is at this point that I will open it up to the players. You have now successfully tied up all of the story loose ends. Everything else beyond this point, player-led.
That Bolston is super strong.
Oh, I know it.
Between him and Marko, 2 of the strongest people I know, easily.
Yeah, he'd fit in back at the Stormherder tribe for sure.
Who would win in a fight?
Let's not go there.
It's not really important. You know, it'll never happen.
Oh, it's like a little competition thing.
Zana,
Competition?
I think I see someone buy it.
Bolston
don't
runs
think
over with the barbell and
Bolston-
says, competition? And he's looking at you, Marko, and he puts the barbell down, and he's just got this excited, like, look on his face, like, completely just joyous.
No.
And he's just
No.
like,
Zana said cooperation.
does Marko want to arm wrestle Bolston?
I want to.
Okay,
Go
maybe an arm
for
wrestle
it.
wouldn't be bad.
Maybe a little
Yeah.
bit of an arm wrestle wouldn't be so
Maybe we
bad.
could form an arm wrestling team.
Marko,
Against
stop being a baby.
who?
Arm wrestle.
Where is this coming from?
Marko, I have
Just
volunteered you against your will.
indulge
I'm so sorry.
Where is this coming from? Coming from the man who lifted a tent off the ground with one hand.
Right.
It may be a rich coming from me, but it's not terrible to have a bit of an ego sometimes.
Bolston looks at you, Marko, and is like, if Marko want to be with Bolston in performance, we must find out who name go first. Top billing. Whoever wins, their name go first. I win, Bolston name first. You win, Marko go first. Deal?
I mean, sure, if it'll make you happy.
He grabs your hand with both hands and is just shaking it excitedly. It's like, Bolston finally gets a challenge! And then he lifts up the other barbell and, like, just walks out the door just, like, fist pumping repeatedly. Just like, this is the greatest day of Bolston's life!
See, you made him happy.
But I'm gonna win.
Oh!
Yeah, but don't tell him
Who
that.
are you now?
That's not gonna make
We'll
him very
see.
happy.
Wow. Okay.
What do you mean we'll see? This is Marko we are talking about.
And that's my brother we're talking about. So I gotta be on his side. I'm sorry.
It is okay. I understand.
This should be fun.
Okay. So, the Peacekeeper is going to be busy doing paperwork for the time being and talking more with Geiger. But the city is yours. What you guys want to do, NPCs you want to talk to, and we'll do it all fast travel. We'll do it as snappily as you want. We can go as long as you guys want for the epilogue. We don't have to go too much longer. Like I said, if there's anything last minute that you think of that you want addressed or talked about, message me and we'll get to it. But yeah, like, you guys can go to the Bailey now, or you can do it later. It's really up to you. Player led.
I'm fine going to the Bailey.
I am too.
Yeah, if I'm
Yeah.
being perfectly
Drink.
honest, it seems like we already kind of resolved most everything.
Yeah. So you guys make your way back to the Blind Man's Bailey. I'm just going to real quick hop in here and make sure that the right people are supposed to be in here at the moment. So you guys arrive at the Blind Man's Bailey. I'll go ahead and transition us over there right now. And you guys get a table over by the fireplace. And as you enter, Cambridge Hess, the proprietor, hears your group walk in, and by this point is familiar with multiple of your voices. And he leans over the counter and calls out, well, what are we drinking today?
The strongest thing you've got.
If you have a honey mead, I'll take a honey mead. Personally.
He's just like starting to, like, without even like looking down, just like grabbing stuff from under the shelf and just putting it like bottle by bottle and cups on the counter in like an order that which you guys have placed your orders, and then starts moving left to right.
Chocolate milk.
He looks in your direction, Zana, and says, you want that with a straw or without a straw?
With always the bendy kind that goes like creak whenever you bend it.
That's very specific.
Well, we got a couple of them left for kids' birthdays. I can get you one of them. And he
Yes.
goes down, and he puts it on the counter. He puts like a handful on the counter, and he, one by one, just like lays them out, and he says, give me a number. Which one is the color you want? 1 through 5.
2.
Which is which color?
Pink.
Okay, and then he puts that in your cup, and he goes into the back and gets like a pitcher of milk, and then he gets like a little bag of like cocoa powder, and very expertly pours that in there and stirs it with the straw, and then sets that forward on the countertop. And he's just like serving everybody's drinks as they order them.
Just very like immature, like childishly like bends the bendy straw like back and forth before she.
I mean, you got to. It's required.
Is it
Come
good
on.
enough for you, Zana?
It's chocolate milk. It is very good. It is the best.
Good.
We'll say that Dahlia and Prima both show up and seat themselves at your table. Dahlia is not in her fancy stuff anymore. She's just in her regular stuff, and she takes a seat next to you, Zana, between you and Edmund. And Prima sits across the table between Evren and Marko, and has his little invention with him from the party. And he says, I wish I would have activated this automatic bridging system a little bit earlier. Maybe I could have helped in the fight more.
Believe me, that was plenty impressive what you did.
Oh, you really think so? I think the instant bridge is going to be a real big hit.
I wouldn't say it if I didn't believe it.
It worked very well.
Yeah, almost too well. Whew. I thought it was going to hit the ceiling.
Oh, bartender, I'll have whatever Marko has.
That's all right. You don't have to do that.
We're all celebrating, correct? If I make a fool of myself, then I make a fool of myself. We can cut loose, as they say.
Who are you?
All right, let's have 2 wolfsbanes for the boys here.
Oh my god.
You see Cambridge, like, just like a smile creeps onto his face, and he says, oh, I see what kind of party it is then. And then he goes into the back, and he comes back with a bottle that is encased with metal, where the screw top is a giant wolf's head.
Hell yeah.
And he pulls the cork, and he puts it close to his nose, takes one sniff, immediately recoils and says, yep, that's that. And then he puts the top down, and he grabs 2 glasses, and he puts on his glove, and he sticks both of his fingers in just inside the tops of the cups, and he fills until he can feel the liquid reach each finger, so he gets an even pour, pulls them away, and then he pushes them both forward, and he says, come and get it, and, the rest of your friends, if all hell breaks loose, would you please just try to limit the amount of property damage? That's all I ask.
You got it.
I put my hands on the counter and I say, I drank this one time, Ed, and now I can't stop.
Oh. Well,
You should have seen my Montres.
That's
Oh my god.
comforting to hear.
When you drink this, everybody loves it.
Right, Edmund will.
Awesome.
Are you sure about that?
That is a good
Montres.
that is a good point. I will say, similarly to the gala, we'll say that there are other people. They're just regular patrons that are also here, not tokened because you don't know them, but there are other people in the room. You do have an audience, and when the mention of Wolfbane happened and he pulls it out, like people would start like nudging each other. Like people who are in conversations would start nudging each other and like gesturing over at the bar, like, oh my gosh, they're doing it, they're having a wolfsbane. And like each table just goes like quiet, and they're all just like watching the counter as Edmund and Marko approach the bar.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I felt it when I first had it, but I survived.
I mean, it got you some respect.
It was pretty good, and everyone was wowed.
Impressive.
Easy respect points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I hadn't have realized it would be such an attraction, but bottoms up.
Prima's
Cheers.
standing behind you, like massaging your shoulders like you're about to go to a boxing match. And Prima just goes, all right, listen, I've done this before, never successfully, but listen, I'm telling you right now, all you have to do is clear your mind, okay?
Edmund takes like the smallest little sip to start out with. What does he taste?
Oh, okay. So what you would taste, it tastes like someone shot every fruit that exists in the world in your face all at once.
Oh dear.
And followed immediately by a burning sensation that slowly diminishes.
No. Don't do that. You just have to down it all in one gulp. Straight, don't let it touch your tongue. Just straight down the throat.
Edmund just he immediately puts his head into his right hand and just pushes his cup over to Marko so he can have both cups. Just
God, are you all right?
I'll just have a you. You know what? You're free to have mine if you'd like.
I don't know if I can have two.
Then pour it out. I don't care.
But they'll never look at us the same.
Marko,
Edmund,
yours.
Edmund, I want you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
At advantage.
Okay. All right, 19.
With a 19, after having just taken a sip of this, after the sensation goes away and you're immediately like the burning goes away, and it's sitting there next to you, and you're about to offer this, and Marko's kind of hemming and hawing and being like, oh, I don't know if I can have two and all this stuff. You realize very slowly that you feel really good. That like the sensation after the burning part goes away and it sort of settles, it's almost like there's like this flavor rising from your very core, and it feels pretty good. After those initial coughs and stuff, you handled what you had pretty well, all things considered, this being your first time trying a wolfsbane.
Well, if I must.
The entire room just goes, yeah!
Whew, that's the spirit I got. Spirit.
Okay. I want you both to go ahead and tap the drinks on the table and knock them back, and we're going to see how this goes.
All right.
Oh my God.
There's nothing.
Let's go.
What am I rolling?
Have fun, boys.
Chug,
All right.
chug, chug.
Chug,
All right,
chug.
so here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to do this in successions as you guys are slowly tipping this back. So first, I'm going to have you both roll Constitution flat. I've come up with a DC for the first sip. Yep.
Oof. Nope.
Oh.
Got a 6.
I got a 22.
You do have a point of inspiration.
I may as well burn it.
Yeah.
Let's see what the other one is. 14.
Okay. So with a 14
Better.
and with a what, 22 you said, Marko?
Yep.
Stage 1 of the drink. It hits. It's the flavor punch. It's all the flavors close together at once. And it stings and surprises you, but Marko, you've had this before, so you remember it. You know how to brace yourself. And since Edmund got a little bit of a taste of it, sort of braced for it, you both succeed on the first DC of the first sip. The cup continues to go back. I want you both to roll another Constitution.
5.
16.
Okay, so Edmund, as like it's like halfway and like half of the liquid's going down, you realize that burning sensation builds. Like, the more it's in there, the more that's being applied, you're starting to sweat a little bit, because it's really hot. But you're not, like, choking on it or anything. You didn't critical fail. However, you do realize in this moment that this is the point of no return, that you will be feeling this. You will be feeling the effects of this. You've never had this before. Marko, you succeeded on the DC. I want you both to roll me Constitution one last time to empty the glass, and you're going to roll me this one at disadvantage.
15.
Ooh. Oh, it didn't show up. It's an 8.
Okay. All right. So how this works is, after you were sort of shaky there, Edmund, there for a bit, because you were like, "Oh, this burning. Oh man, this is gonna hurt real bad."
Just choking it down.
Sort of chokes it down. You finish your cup, and you're just trying to just steady yourself. You hear Prima next to you, just like, "Clear your mind." Just settle through the pain part so that way you can get to the pleasant sensation part. Marko, you, when you went to tip it back for the last little bit, just a little bit of it got caught in a windpipe. So, like, you have to cough some of it back up just a little bit and re-swallow. So it's not a clean landing. But basically what this means, you both succeeded twice and failed once. What this means is, you both successfully have taken down a wolfsbane and will receive just like a pleasant buzz from what you had.
Incredible.
You guys like threaded the needle perfectly. It's not a situation where like you didn't feel it at all. You feel it and you're going to be feeling it, but it's not going to be bad. It's definitely just going to liven things up a little bit. And the entire room is just going crazy. People are slamming their hands on the tops of the tables in approval.
See?
Well,
Not too bad.
well, Marko, I promise you I'll never do that again.
That was awesome.
And I think
Good
I
job,
promise
guys.
I'll stop.
Prima is looking at you, Edmund, just awestruck. And just like pulls you to the side and was like, "Dude, look at the size of the guy that you just caught up with, okay? That's insane what you just did."
Yeah, that was quite impressive, I suppose. I also feel as if I've been assaulted by the drink I was having, so...
Well,
If
yeah,
you'll
it's
excuse
a
me.
wolf. Don't worry, I'll get our table some bread to share. He runs over to the counter.
Immediately cut to Edmund is drinking from like a huge pitcher of water just the rest of the night.
Evren, why don't you roll me a history check with advantage?
Sure. Hold on. History check with advantage. Let me pull my sheet up. Cool. Is that 20? Yeah, it's a 20.
Dang.
I think it's a nat 20. Yeah, or is it?
Right
Yeah.
as Prima yells, "I'm going to get bread for our table," you remember that in your possession, you have Selena's bread recipe with you.
I think at that, she gets really excited. She's like, "Oh my gosh, wait." And then she's going to go through her bag, find it, and be like, "Prima, take this." And then she's going to run over there. "Give this to him. It's Selena's bread recipe."
He
Whispers.
looks at it in disbelief, looks at you and said,
Mhm.
"You got Selena's bread recipe?" And just like visibly excited.
Mhm.
Dahlia looks over and goes, "You got Selena's bread recipe?"
I did. We're cool like that.
Prima goes over and starts talking with Cambridge, and they're sort of talking in like
I want
hushed
that back.
tones. And Prima like gives you a thumbs up, but they're like talking back and forth to each other. And then you can hear that Prima is like listing stuff off to Cambridge, like reading from the list. And you can see that Cambridge is moving through sort of the bar area and gathering like supplies and stuff without even having to like, without being able to see. He's just grabbing ingredients here and there. And he gives the supplies, scoots them across the table to Prima, and then motions to the back into the kitchen area where you guys haven't really experienced or haven't seen any of the people who like make the food here. But there is like a kitchen where there are like people milling about in the back, like chefs. Cambridge serves the drinks, but he does have kitchen staff that he hires. So Prima goes in there with just arms full of stuff, and you can hear him start like barking out orders behind, like through the door. And Cambridge just looks over at your general table area, and he just says, "Just put in an order for some bread for all of you."
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think after that, she'll look at Edmund and Melina and be like, "You guys are about to have the best bread in the entirety of Nostria." I'm just saying, it's so good. Oh, I'm so excited. So glad I've ever had that.
Best.
While the
So
bread is
good.
being made, I will go ahead and open it up to the players. Who do you want me to drag in here?
Hmm.
If
I
anyone.
want the arm wrestling.
Ah, you want Bolston. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Bolston shows up right on cue, and he walks in. He's dropped his barbells off. He actually dropped them outside, like where people normally tie up their horses. Just thud, just lands it on the ground. And he like hurriedly runs up to you, Marko, and is just excitedly like, "Bolston is ready if Marko is ready."
All right. Just gonna stretch a little bit, and here's the nearest barrel.
Bolston hurries over to the corner and grabs a barrel and sort of moves it over towards the fire. And instinctively, people who have already been kind of paying attention to this colorful group of characters is now like the people in here don't know who Bolston is. They just know like, dang, that guy is huge. And that Marko guy who just had that wolfsbane is also huge. Wait a second, is that a barrel? Oh my gosh, are they arm wrestling? So naturally, like a crowd starts forming around you guys in like a U shape, kind of. And Bolston like goes into like a pouch and grabs some like chalky powder and starts like powdering up his hands, and then he offers you some, Marko. He just says, "Bolston's hands get sweaty when he competes. Sorry." He like rubs more chalk on him. And he puts his arm down on the barrel and locks your hand in. And let me think how I want to do this. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I've just come up with what Bolston's modifier is. Real quick, what's your modifier? Strength.
For +4.
+4, okay. Above game, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give him a +4 as well. Just to make it simple. Even Stevens.
Awesome.
So, Bolston looks over at you, Melina, and says, "Tell Bolston and Marko when to start."
Okay. 3, 2, 1, start.
Okay. At that, Bolston starts moving his arm forward. Both of us must roll a d20 and then add our modifier. For the first roll.
Oh.
For the first roll,
boy.
Not a
the
good start.
initial thing. Again, Bolston's been waiting for this. So initially, as soon as Melina says go, Bolston excitedly is just giving like 110%. He's trying to just end this fast, and so he moves his arm down. So, he's currently got the upper hand, quite literally. Right now, he's got the upper hand, and he's slowly trying to squeeze your arm down. Let's make our second rolls now.
Oof.
Okay, not bad. You managed to slow Bolston's pace on this one. So, he's still winning, he's still tipping your hand, but you have reached a point where you've sort of slowed his momentum down. All right, make another roll.
Man. Oh,
Not looking
God.
good, guys.
Oh,
God.
no.
That natural
That's on
20,
the die. Oh, God.
that's a defeat.
So, Bolston, like, with a crowd of people around him, all looking at him, just, like, it's not an easy process for him, but he manages to just slowly pin the back of your hand against the barrel. And everybody cheers. And Bolston looks at you, Marko, and just like respect on his face. And as he moves his arm away from the barrel, Bolston just goes, "Ow! Bolston thinks you hurt Bolston." No one ever hurt Bolston in arm wrestle before.
I'm sorry. Are you okay? It's just a game.
He slams his elbow down on the barrel and moves his arm forward, and he says, "Again.
Yeah.
In
I
circus,
feel
we
we
always
create
play
monster.
best of 3.
I mean, we can. Are you going to be okay, though? It sounds like you got hurt.
Marko, he's asking you to play again. Just do it.
Bolston
All right,
never
all right.
Bolston
Sir.
never felt better. Bolston finally challenged.
All right,
All
then
right.
let's go again.
Make your first roll."
Dude.
Bolston
What the hell?
is so freaking excited. He starts pushing down again. Again, it's a slower start than last time. Make another roll. Okay, finally,
You
something a
would
little
think
bit
I have
more
a plus
recent.
4.
For more recent, good grief. Oh, okay,
There you
all right.
Okay.
At that, you manage to fight him back into sort of a reverse. Like, he started going this way and started gaining ground, but then you applied the necessary amount of force to now reverse things. So now you have the upper hand. We roll again.
Oh.
Man.
Nope.
Oh,
I
God.
didn't even see what okay, he switches it back. He's now got the upper hand. It's back and forth. It's back and forth. Roll again. Oh,
There
This
we
man-
go.
Oh.
oh. Okay,
Nice.
you now have the upper hand. Roll again. Oh,
Scales just going back and forth.
oh, holy cow! It's just you're applying so much pressure. You almost have his hand pinned. Roll again.
Nope. Lost it.
War of attrition.
He pushes you back. Pushes you back. He's got the upper hand. Oh my gosh!
Nope.
He pushes hard, and now you're like just hovering inches above the surface of the barrel. Roll again.
Why is this the hardest thing I've done all campaign?
I don't know. You destroyed my giant golden golem, but you can't out wrestle him.
Nope. I lost.
He pins
Yeah,
your
it's
hand
Bolston.
for the second time, and Bolston again is just like beaming with pride, and he steps back and he says, "Bolston win best of 3. That means when you and me perform, it's Bolston and Marko."
Works for me. You've
And
earned it
he-
after all.
Goes in for just the craziest handshake of all time.
The classic.
You
just
know the
Dylan, you
meme.
son of a
You know the meme.
Yeah, Predator.
And when you do that, he lifts your hand up into the air with his, and the entire room is going crazy. You hear one patron closer to the bar say, "Hey, Cambridge, why can't you have entertainment like this all the time?"
Guess that means we're doing our job well.
If you had it all the time, it wouldn't be as fun now, would it?
We're entertainers.
Everyone just yells out.
Now it's
Back to them.
personal.
All right, who else am I pulling in here?
I think I'm good, honestly.
I don't know. I think I'm okay.
Everybody.
I got a pretty huge character moment, so I'm cool with ceding the floor to anyone else right now.
I mean, I got a dedicated game to myself. I think that's enough bargaining chip. My girl's just happy to be with the crew. God, just like Montrace again, except more people are around.
Well, mine doesn't involve bringing people in. I wanted to try to do the thing with the stuffed animal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I like it. By this point, two things have happened. Some time has passed. Bolston is sitting with you all at your table, which is now getting very crowded. And you see that both Eustace and Spindle have both shown up and are sitting with all of you. And we'll actually reverse their seating positions here. But yeah, Melina, what are you doing?
First, I want to talk to Professor with the glasses. I forget which one.
Spindle.
Spindle. That's Spindle. I want to talk to him.
Okay. Yeah, he's sitting right next to you at the table.
I'm gonna lean in and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, did you research anything about Alec?"
He looks at you for a second, and then, seemingly out of nowhere, he just, from this, like, messenger bag thingy he's got with him, just pulls out one of the fattest tomes you've ever seen, and he thuds it onto the table.
Okay. There's no way that I'm reading that. Could you please explain?
Spindle goes, Spindle understands. Spindle understands book is very big. He lifts the cover and flips, and he flips, and he flips, and he flips. And finally, he arrives at a page that is titled Aasimar and Other Angelic Beings. And he flips to a page that is simply labeled Guardian Angels, ? And then underneath it says, Invisible Guardians that protect the innocent. More research required.
I mean, sounds right. Alec, what do you think about this? Out loud to the group.
There's like a weird silence for a second. And then you hear Alec say, maybe? I don't remember anything before being with you.
Do you think there was a before? Or did you come with me?
Again, more silence. And Spindle is just like looking at you. No judgment, just like curiously just cocking his head to the side, just like adjusting his glasses every once in a while. Just sort of taking it in.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of your reverie, you hear Spindle say, Spindle has theory. Spindle has theory. Oh, Spindle has theory. Theory, very much.
What's your theory? I would love to hear it. We would
Spindle
love to hear it.
points his finger over in the direction of Zana. And he says, Spindle has got to work with angel folk before. Many days now, many days. Seen lots of things. Seen lots of things through glasses. Learned lots. Lots of things Spindle has learned.
Okay.
Many questions people have about where Aasimar come from. Some people say they are made of stars.
Mm-hmm.
Spindle has different theory.
What's your theory?
Spindle thinks that in heavenly planes, there are spirits. Spirits running wild, loose spirits. No form, no body, no vessel. Just spirits. Floating. Floating like big giant lake or river. Somewhere up above.
A lake?
Yes. Yes. Huge body of water, but of souls, spirits. Aasimar that have not yet been born. No vessel, no body.
So what happens if one of them shares a body?
He looks at you and says, Do not know.
Because-
Not recorded in book.
Mm. Yeah, because I think I know this lake, maybe.
You know lake? Is it lake? Was just guess. Just estimate. Some people report
Well-
dreams of lake.
I report dreams of lake.
And he
It is
says,
a special lake where I go sometimes, and then Alec goes sometimes.
he looks at you and he says, Angelic creatures, they help, yes?
Of course.
Your
I
voice.
don't think I would.
Your voice, you said he helps, yes?
I don't think I would be alive today if he wasn't with me. So yes.
Spindle thinks you have benevolent spirits stuck inside of you.
Oh.
Spindle thinks unborn angelic spirit wanted to help you.
And I mean, it worked. Now we must help people in return.
And he gently, taps your forehead and just says, Crowded. Does it feel crowded? Crowded much?
I mean, sometimes. I think Alec would agree. I go, do you feel crowded sometimes?
You would hear Alex say, I don't know. I'm scared to leave. I just don't
Hey.
want to get separated from you forever.
Would you want a place to go when you feel too crowded? It would not be far from me.
You
I
promise?
don't think I promise. I don't think I could be far from you either, so.
I suppose so. As long as we still help people, right?
Always. That's what we do. We're a team till the end.
Spindle looks at you and say, Do you have plan? Much plan? Any plan?
I take out the little, stuffed animal. I think I want to try to put him in here, but I don't really know how to go about doing that. And
He
I
looks-
don't want him to be stuck in there.
He looks at the stuffy and he adjusts his glasses and he excitedly but gently grabs hold of it and is just holding it the front and the back and looks at you and says, Where did you get? Where did you get?
It was from Evren's elder.
He looks over at you, Evren. He looks at it. He takes his pince-nez off of his nose and just ever so gently puts them onto your nose, Melina, so you can see it. And he says,
Okay.
adjust with fingers. Move back and forth.
I adjust with fingers.
When you do that, as only when you're actively like adjusting it, you see that there's this really strange green aura around the stuffed animal that kind of looks like twirling vines and flowering plants.
That tracks.
Ooh, okay. What does this mean?
This animal, stuffed animal, yes, is
Yes.
sort of spirit vessel for spirit to dwell, like birdhouse for soul.
Okay.
Century
that
just
mean-
had that. Okay.
Very
Sure.
powerful magic placed onto this. Very powerful magic.
Do you think that... How do I put this? You could help with putting Alec in this? I don't know how to do that.
Oh, Spindle cannot do that. Only you can do that.
Only me? Okay. Do you know how to do that?
Spindle thinks so. You say there is voice. Voice talks to you.
Yes.
Perhaps you ask spirit. Ask spirit politely. See what happens.
Okay, I take it back. Wait, no, I already have it. I hold it, and I go, Alec, we're gonna try something. Are you okay with trying something?
I trust you.
Okay, so you see this stuffed animal I have in my hands.
Yeah.
Do you think you're able to go over to it?
Melina, roll me an Arcana check with advantage.
Slay, where's my character sheet? Advantage. That is... Oh! Why did it do 4? It's a... Oh, okay. I rolled a 3 and a 4, so that is a 4.
Okay. So basically what this means is it is not a gentle process. With the glasses still over your nose, you would be able to see. And the reason why you're able to see is the glasses are moving on your face because of how much raw like power is happening. So you're sort of like shaking, and every time you shake, like the vision of what's actually going on appears to you. But what this would look like to you, even with that low roll, with those glasses on, it's like, imagine a bright white hand reaching out and away from your face. Like it came straight from your forehead, and this sort of form reaching all the way over to the stuffed animal, and then sort of pulling itself with the other hand towards it, and just slowly working its way through, and it's almost like smoke going into it. And then, for one quick moment, right as like the last little bits of essence of Alec leaves your head, you are struck by that split-second vision of this strange spiritual lake in its placid waters. And all of a sudden, again, with the pince nez on, you see that the sigils that are on the stuffed animal have changed. Now, instead of there being these twisting patterns, there are sigils all around it that have formed into more solidified, clean shapes that are like spiraling and twirling around it.
Okay. After the process, I look at it and I'm like, Alec?
And there's a silence.
Oh, and she is tweaking about it.
Oh.
Spindle puts a hand on your shoulder and says, Spindle has thought. Spindle has thought. Don't panic. Don't panic. Panic is bad. Don't panic.
Mm.
He grabs
Oh,
hold of the
okay,
stuffed animal,
Okay.
and he sets the stuffed animal in your hands. And as soon as
Okay.
he does that, you hear Alec say, "Don't worry, I'm right here."
Okay. Hi. How is it?
It's weird, but not
Yeah,
bad.
That's good. That's good. It's weird, but not bad for me too.
Spindle says, "Whoever holds spirit vessel can talk to spirit."
Okay. I'm gonna put the stuffy, but like hold it, and go. Hey, does anybody want to talk to my brother?
I'll try it, sure, and then Evren will hold her hands out.
So
I'm
you place,
going to pass it over
yeah.
to Evren to say hi.
She'll take it, hold it, be like, "Hi, Alec?"
Yeah.
She does exactly that. It's like, oh my gosh, it works. Hi. Good to hear your voice finally.
Oh, it's the one who throws fire. You're cool.
Yeah, that. Thanks. You're cool too. She'll kind of look around the table like, anyone else? Like, give a look like anyone else want to try.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna give you to Marko now, and then she's gonna hand it over to Marko.
I'm just gonna like flick it a little bit. Is this on? Hello?
Don't flick him.
Sorry.
You'll have to excuse my sister. She's just a little bit protective.
Understandably so. So you're the one giving her all the ideas?
Not all the ideas. Second set of eyes doesn't hurt, though, does it?
No, it doesn't. Hey, I might have some advice to ask for the voices in my head.
Yeah, I can kind of feel it. Somebody else has been talking to you, huh?
Yeah. Still figuring that out.
Well, I wish I
was
could
nice
be more
meeting you.
help, but I'm not exactly an expert. I'm just as confused as you are.
And we'll be on this journey together.
Yeah. It's been wild. Just do me a favor there, big guy. You keep helping people, okay?
Oh, never intended on stopping.
Before we pass the stuffed animal again, I think I'm hearing like a crazy echo.
It's Annie.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
I
my
think-
audio changed. 1 second.
I think it
Ah.
did.
At first, I was like, "Am I going crazy?"
Yes.
It's like having a
Did,
a
for
speech
some
jammer.
reason.
Okay, thank you.
How's
Sorry about that. But yeah,
No.
that's basically what
It's fine.
you get from the stuffed animal, Marko.
If you guys look over at Melina is a little bit tweaking out a bit because this is the longest she's been without Alec her entire life.
Oh my god. Melina, he's fine. He's right
Yeah.
there. You can see him.
Yes, I know. I'm
It's
sorry.
fine. I know. It's okay.
He needs to meet my friends. I know.
We're gonna give him back once everyone's done talking to him. Whoever wants to talk to him. She'll just kind of look
Yeah.
around the table, see who else might want to talk.
Maybe Zana? Do you want to talk to my brother? They say he seems to be kind of. Wait, is Jane back yet? Oop.
Oh yeah, Jane got up. I don't know.
Just in time, it sounds like.
No.
Yeah.
Melina asked you if you want to talk to her brother Alec because you guys are similar, like Aasimar type beings.
Yeah. Such a serious and stoic voice coming out of a small, adorable dragon is hilarious.
Zana, go ahead and roll me. I'm gonna say either history or arcana, your choice.
It is the exact same.
Okay, but whatever it is,
Okay.
you'll roll it with advantage because of this Aasimar connection.
Alright, I'll say history. Okay, I'm glad I have advantage. Yeah, thank God.
Oh.
Never mind.
Well,
Oh.
Better than nothing. 3.
unfortunate.
Okay,
Hey,
so
I'm no
basically,
history major, I punch things.
you know no concrete information. What you do know, so you don't know the specifics, but you have heard stories that every once in a while, a spiritual angelic being that is supposed to become an Aasimar one day sort of gets jostled loose from whatever collective it's from. Its purpose to help people and bring light is still very much there, but it's almost like they slipped through the cracks before they got a body.
Yeah.
And so it's this, even with that role, you just don't know specifics. You've heard of things called cradles, where sometimes these wayward spirits get placed. That is basically a divine machine that gives them a body prior to them actually getting like actual Aasimar flesh. Like until their time comes, it gives them a place to reside so they're not just floating around looking for a vessel.
Right.
But it's very, very, very rare and expensive. Like, you know that Aasimar researchers do crazy research into this because they never want the possibility of, like, basically a baby Aasimar spirit finding some terrible, terrible person to reside with and accidentally give them power.
Yeah. He'll just look at it and be like, if you get like bored of the dragon thing, we might go see if there's some like heaven scientists that can make you a cool body. If that's your thing.
You mean I could get a different vessel, you're saying?
Yeah, just like a place to keep yourself stable until you're ready, It's kind of like putting an egg in that thing that they use to heat eggs up.
You wait a beat, and then you would hear Alex say, "This new vessel, if I got one, would that mean I could hug my sister?"
Probably. I'm not a scientist. But, like, good chance.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Why is he so wholesome?
What are you guys talking about?
Oh, we were
Wow.
just talking about going to heaven and getting your brother a super cool angel body.
Well,
If he wanted to. Could you what?
Well, I go where Alex goes.
Yeah, there's like a couple ways to get there.
As long as I can go too, I just go where he goes, and he goes where I go. It's kind of a thing.
Okay, well, if you're ready to go to heaven, just like wait for my vacation to be over and I'll hit you up.
We can hang out while you're on vacation, of course.
Oh my god.
I think we'll have such fun, actually. Me, you, and Alec.
Oh, wait, okay, so wait, hold on. I meant like I would find you after like I was like, hey, I'm good to go home.
So you don't want to hang out with me?
Well, like not all the time, but like once or
Can I have
twice maybe.
Okay, I'll be at the circus with Alec.
Oh, I love circus. And she'll like hand them back.
Yay! So, you're gonna get a body?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to hug you.
I can't wait. I can't.
That'll
wait
be
to
so
have you.
cool.
It will be. It will be. And until then, we'll be together, and we'll continue to be together after, obviously. But like, I'm gonna keep you safe.
I trust
Just
you.
like you. You kept me safe when I was small, so I'm gonna keep you safe.
Awesome. Any other NPCs you want me to pull in?
Nothing I can think of. Probably just have bread with Prima and Dahlia once it's ready.
Just gonna say, yeah, the bread gets
Oh.
brought out,
Mhm.
and as soon as you smell it,
Great game.
whichever ingredients that are used in Selena's bread, they hit your nose, and you immediately know that's Selena's bread.
Heck yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, my mouth is watering. Oh
It's
my gosh,
here.
embarrassing.
It's here.
Sweet memories.
So, Edmund, you're like looking around at all these people just like freaking out about bread, and it's like, what's the big deal? But when it does arrive at your table, like you're used to eating food like with the students in like the mess hall area, and like this is nothing like the bread they serve you there at all. This smells rich. It smells like it's flavored with something, and it just is one of the best smells you've ever smelled.
Thank God for Selena.
Oh, I miss Selena. I need to pay her a visit.
She was
And
my
she says that
favorite.
she takes some pieces of the bread.
For those who partake, the bread is just like you remember it. It's so
Awesome.
good. And I'm going to go ahead and
Mm.
say that by this point... what are we going to do here? All of you click the long rest button.
Heck yeah.
By this point in the day, after like ending by eating the bread, like that's really what does it finally, in terms of like case is closed and now we can relax.
Heck yeah.
Okay. So, now is the time. If there's any last interactions with your party that you'd like to have before we close out this chapter, now would be the time.
I think while we're eating the bread and stuff and just kind of relaxing, everyone's gonna like go over to Melina and be like, "Hey, Melina, can I ask you something?
Yeah, of course.
Are you gonna head back to the carnival after this?"
Well,
But-
I mean, I was thinking so. Me and Bolston will go back and then go to heaven with Zana when she's done with vacation.
I think she's kind of like fiddling with her hair, and she's like, "Do you think I could come with you? I kind of, just want to check in on everybody,
oh my
you know?"
gosh!
Oh, I know what this is about.
Yes! Yes, you can come with me. Are you
You know,
thinking
no big
about
deal.
joining?
Maybe
Maybe temporary. We would need you to help around the circus. If
I
you
mean,
come with.
I could help. I've done it before. If they need extra hands, sure. But
Awesome. Yeah, you can come with. And I mean, don't play with me. I know that you would just want to see my brother, but it's fine.
Yeah, she's
Ooh.
red face. The
Oh my
reddest face.
gosh, he totally likes you back.
Don't.
It's okay. Yes, come to the circus with me.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to ask before I just,
Followed
Mhm.
me,
Mhm.
like I did.
I wasn't gonna do that at
You
all.
can say it. I don't get hurt easy.
Yeah. Just this. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
It always
Yeah,
goes back.
cool.
Just drinking her honey mead and eating the bread. simultaneously. And then, yeah, look over at Marko and, like, Edmund and all, and be like, what are your plans? If any. I don't know, you know.
Well, it sounds like I'm off to become a knight.
Is that what you still want to do?
I think that's what my heart is telling me, but I swear it to all of you, and I like look everybody individually, and I'm gonna make it my mission to check up on everyone, and that there will be many more adventures to be had. But you know, I think I got to do this.
Certainly look forward to the future adventures, Sir Marko.
So what you're saying is when we hang out again, you're going to be a full-fledged knight, right?
Yeah. And you all could be my sponsors.
Is that how that works?
Oh, sponsors. Are those like the little dudes that like hand you your weapons when you go into a fight?
That's a squire.
That's a squire.
No, it'll be
I'm a squire.
It'll be the same. We'll just be legitimate in service of the Empire at this point. No longer freelancers.
Well, you will
Awesome. We'll still be a team.
A victory
like
for
being a
one of us is a
freelancer.
victory for all of us.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, by the time we see you, we'll have one more. Because Alec's gonna get a body.
Fucking Zana just kind of like looks down for a second and she's like, oh yeah, that's right. I got to find the way back first.
Zana, you're really smart. I think you'll be fine. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, like I think I could get back whenever I wanted, but like they got to have a door.
Can you talk to someone
Probably.
up there to give them like a visitor pass or something? I don't know.
I think we have something like that. This is like special circumstance. It will be fine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, never mind. This was a good time. This was good day.
Mm-hmm.
Eustace stands up on his chair and he raises his glass to your group and he says very loudly, to the best batch of prisoners that to the best group of friends that I ever met. And
I
he
can
holds it
cheer
out
to
for
that.
a toast.
Cheers.
Oh, thank God I never got locked up for good.
Nick, so Prima hands you a water instead of letting you toast with anything alcoholic.
Thank you.
And with that, if you will indulge me, I'd like to go into our mind palaces for just one last time. And I'm going to zoom all the way back out to the Nova Nostria map. And what I'm going to do is, I just want you to, each of you, to imagine what your character is doing just 1 month after that toast. And we won't go super long, just keep it brief. Tell me what your character is doing a month later. Why don't each of you roll initiative one last time?
All right.
Okay.
What did I roll? Wait, I accidentally rolled that advantage. Give me 1 second. I'll re-roll that. Wait, it's not advantage. Never mind.
I was
That's
gonna
my
say you just
roll.
have one.
How do I
yeah.
see that? Where is it? Where am I?
D&D Beyond.
Okay, my laptop's being stupid and not cooperating, so I rolled separate. It was a 19.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
What are your guys' modifiers?
+4.
I got
Plus 3.
+1.
2.
Okay, so it goes Zana, Edmund.
Wait,
Evren,
we're not rolling?
No,
Well, we all rolled
19.
When you
Oh,
roll the
right,
same
okay.
number, you
We're
take
going
the
by our dex
modifiers.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have to
Oh,
make
that's
this
insane.
last thing so complicated. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. But it goes Zana, Edmund, Evren, Melina, Marko, I think,
Yep.
based on our decks.
That's fucking crazy.
I know.
You guys pulled out all the stops for that last one. Okay.
Right.
So we will start with Zana. Just a month out. Tell me
Just
what
a
Zana's
month.
doing.
We have gone back to Montrace and thrown the party of all parties at Dahlia's house.
Is that what you're
Talk
doing
of it.
now?
Yeah.
Okay. There are lanterns hung in the trees. It's like a backyard formal. There's tents. And everyone in the town is there. Everyone has shown up for this. Even the peacekeeper and his friend, his mysterious friend, show up and grace the party with their presence. And you helped Dahlia clean out her house, clear out her father's stuff, and sort of revamp the property to throw this formal party. And it is the greatest party you've ever been to, because it is the process of you working with her to like schedule everything and plan all the different pieces. Every aspect of the party was very thoughtfully done and executed to perfection. And standing under these glowing lanterns, yet again, even though you know that you're in the mortal realm, there's just something about this experience that just reminds you so much of where you come from.
Mhm. It's lovely. It's wonderful.
Awesome. Let's see. Now we are on to Nick. Tell me what Edmund's doing a month out.
Well, obviously, he's still, got to complete his courses through college, but he is very eagerly awaiting any possible news about his missing mother, though he personally doesn't have very high hopes. He does still think that there's, a snowball's chance in hell that might be good news.
A month out is when you would receive a letter from your aunt. And in the letter, she describes that she paid some mercenaries to go beat the bushes and knock on doors and inquire. And that evidently your mother, whose name I have pulled up right here so I don't forget, Maria, your mother Maria, has been spotted up in Vensk, up closer to the Nostrian Sea. And though the details are very sparse, she doesn't have a lot of details to go off of. From her letter, she tells you that she would very much like it if after you finish the semester, that you would get on a carriage and travel with her to Vensk to investigate.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Awesome. And of course, in the background, Prima tinkering away at his instant bridge in the background, and looks over your shoulder and just sees some of the points about your mom, and he pats your back and says, "As soon as you finish your exams, I'll help you pack."
I appreciate that.
Awesome. And then we move to Natalie, correct? correct, Evren?
Yep. I think a month out, she's been spending time with the Karnak Carnival. She's been spending time with Gammon, of course.
The first time that you showed up, by the way,
Yeah.
like, because again, you had to catch up with them, and it took you guys a little while to reach the city. When you first showed up at the Karnak, and Melina went into Gammon's tent and probably said something about, like, I have a surprise for you or something like that.
Yeah.
Gammon walks out, looks at you, and the first thing he says is, "Did you change your hair?"
Oh, well, yeah. Why, does it look bad?
No, it
You see,
looks good.
behind, just gagging, like gagging face, like
Just imagine like a
little
cat
sibling.
throwing up.
yeah, like no sound, just like the face of it.
I think
And
Evren
only
clocks-
Evren can see it.
I was gonna say, if Evren clocks that, she's just gonna smile and just keep it up, just because
And
it's funny.
Gammon walks forward and says, "Okay, you got to tell me everything. We said that we were going to talk. We got time for those long stories now."
Oh, do I have stories for you?
I haven't forgotten.
Okay, cool, awesome. And then tells them what she's been up to, about her family and the investigations and Evren and everything. So
We'll say that a month out, you are mid-performance in the magic tent with Gammon, and where he's doing all of his prestidigitation with doves and cards and coins, you have added to his act by adding an element of, like, flowers and plant growth to it that like accents what he's doing, that provides the necessary misdirection for his tricks to work better.
perfect.
And you guys are now like a team act, basically.
Let's go.
For as long as you're able to stay with them, they invite you
Oh,
on
yeah.
as like a performer with them. And every once in a while, you'll get letters from your family telling you about how things are going back in the village. And you would have received a letter from Sindri saying that he's talked it over. And after your courageous efforts in Stokebalt, that conversations have started as to whether or not you would be a fitting leader for their people at some point in the future. And
hell yeah.
he tells you that he's backing you 100%.
Oh yeah. I think she's so excited, and she'll definitely tell Gammon, and even Melina, be like, "Look, this is so cool!" Like, she's excited. Well, I mean, they're talking about it. Nothing's official yet, but like,
believe that you will be.
yeah.
You're kind of awesome.
Thanks. But yeah. Until then, you're not getting rid of me. And she looks at both Gammon and Melina like, I'm sticking around. Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Alrighty. That means that we are down to, or no, next is Annie. What is Melina up to a month out? Which again, you don't have to follow the exact same pattern. You can go even further beyond a month. Like, what are you doing?
Melina, I think that Melina has, in the time, has gone to, I think his name is Canis?
Yes. Yep. The Aasimar
and
fortune teller.
And kind of told him the situation and let him meet Alec, like, properly. And I think she really wants to be like his understudy now. And like learn the trade of fortune telling.
Ooh, I love it.
Ooh,
And
that'd be cool.
I think she's also changed her lookup and incorporated dragon-esque and like stuff like that, so that
Nice.
when she like never lets the dragon plush leave her shoulder, it's not weird because it goes with the outfit.
Oh, I like it. It's all on theme. I
And
love
also
that.
some like angelic themes as well for Alec.
A month out through your training, after you have studied so hard under Lucanus, he shows up to the tent with a piece of paper tucked under his arm. And he puts it out on the table, and he unfurls it. And he says, "Just keep in mind that this is a prototype. It will require much resources, but if you can manage to get this supply and take it to the right place in the heavenly planes, I don't know how you'd do it, but I feel like you'd be able to, with my help, of course.
Of course.
If you can get these parts to a cradle up there, I think this might be a good direction to go." And he slides almost like a blueprint towards you. And why don't you tell us what Alec's body would look like with this schematic? Like, what does it look like?
I think Alec looks. How do I put this? Alec has looks human in nature because Melina does, but has is it just can I just make it anything I want it to be, or is it?
Or you can make make recommendations on how to change it, basically.
Okay. Alec has messy brown hair. Very his hair is short, but it goes down the neck. And it's messy. And Melina makes sure that he is taller because she wants to be how do I put this?
Well, it kind of makes sense, right? You you imagined it as a protective older brother, so that would make sense.
Yes. And they have the same eyes.
Oh, I like that. So what you're looking at is definitely it's kind of a weird hybrid where it definitely looks like a person, especially the face. But there are parts of it that are very clearly the arms, I would imagine being this celestial gold with that I would imagine almost if you could put tattoos in gold just by chiseling away shapes through the gold.
Yeah.
That there's weird metalwork tattoos.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's rad. And Lucanus is just approving, nodding in approval to your recommendations and making changes.
I can do this. I can do this.
And he smiles at you and he says, "They may have banished me, but not my ideas." And he keeps scrawling on a piece of paper.
No, they did not. And I think later on, Melina goes with the same energy as Evren did to Evren, and it's "Oh my gosh, you gotta see this! Look, it's Alec!"
Oh, wow. I like the tattoos. Those are cool.
Right?
I know. Who came up with that?
Idea.
That's really, that's awesome. Does Alec like it? Can he see it?
Alec, do you like it? I look at the stuffed animal on my
grab
shoulder.
hold of the plushie and you just hear it's almost like picking up the phone mid-call. Alec's been freaking out this whole time, and it's not till you actually touch the stuffy that you all of a sudden midstream you just hear "Coolest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I can't wait. It's gonna be so cool."
Right? Oh my gosh.
So cute.
He loves it. He loves it.
Good.
He says it's the coolest thing he's ever seen in his life.
You two are gonna have the same eyes?
Yeah.
Good choice. I'm excited for you guys.
You deserve it. We just got to get all of these parts, and then we bring it to Cradle. Zana can help with that eventually once she's done with her vacation. But this is a start. This is a start.
It's a very good start. It looks great.
I think Melina just goes in to try and like hug you.
She'll hug her back.
It's not even like a comforting hug. It's like
Yeah.
she fully like goes down and like lunges.
Oh no, like a tackle hug?
Yes.
Oh goodness. Okay, wasn't expecting that, but cool.
Rishka walks in randomly
Had.
and joins the hug awkwardly and go, I do not know why we are hugging, but I am here to hug as well.
Oh, I love hugs.
Okay.
Hey, Melina, can I
Yeah?
do one more thing?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I talk to Alec for a second?
Yeah, of course.
And she'll
I
just
take
kind of
it
like,
off.
oh, I was just gonna
You
tap
can
the
hold
head.
him. I trust you enough.
Okay, and she'll take it, be like, Alec, do you want any, like, I can make, like, flower crowns, and I don't know if you're into that kind of thing, but if you want any, like, for your body, I could probably make something. Like,
Only if my
naturey.
sister gets one too.
Okay, yeah, deal. Okay,
I
and
take
then
it
she'll,
back,
yeah,
and I put him back on my shoulder.
you'll have to tell me what Alec's favorite, if he has any favorite flowers or anything, and your favorite flowers, and I can make you guys some, like, accessories if you want to match.
Yeah, I will definitely. We'll think about it, and we will get back to you.
Sounds good.
I gotta
That's it.
go. I gotta go back to Canis now. I think we have
Okay.
a lesson.
Okay, have fun. Good luck.
Maybe I can tell you your fortune later.
Oh,
It'll be good
that
practice.
it will be your guinea pig by all means.
And you head back to Theoraconis. And
Yeah.
awesome. And now we reach the moment. Mitch, a month out,
Alright.
we are at a knighting ceremony. And what we're going to say is, again, we're playing with time here within the span of a month. We're not being exact. So for argument's sake, let's say that all of your friends make it to the event. They're in the crowd. They have a front row to see
They
your
would
knighting.
absolutely be invited. I would
Yeah.
insist.
As General Tao is placing the sword on one shoulder and moving it to the other, you see somebody else in the front row. Someone that you feel like you know, but it's very hard to make out where you know them from, what context. And after the ceremony is done, and the knighting is done, and everyone stands and they applaud, and the new knights are ushered off of the stage, you come face to face. Well, not face to face, because she's not nearly as tall as you are. But you see a half-elf woman standing right off stage, eyes brimming with tears. And before you can get any words out, she immediately just hugs around your waist.
Oh, I know who this is.
And she looks up at you, and she says, "Son, you found me."
More like you found me.
And that, everyone, is where we will end.